Can you hear me okay? There we go. I'm not that close to my microphone, so.
Yeah, you sound good to me though.
All right.
How's it going, Craig?
Good. Yourself.
Good, good. I'm doing good. Sherry,
Oh,
Burton, Marie,
Hello.
Todd, Chuck,
What's going
Mike,
on?
Magic Mike, making it happen. Chuck, did you
I just got an email back, so I'm getting his invoice over to him, and that'll be happening on the 10th with his credit card cycle. So
sweet, man.
Yep.
Well, congrats on that. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, first big one. That's awesome.
Yep,
I'm excited.
Chuck pulled in a bigger ticket. Hell yeah. It's awesome, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I can't
And I
wait
wasn't
to-
expecting it. I just figured it was just going to be because he just did the one-off programming machine offer, and I gave him two of them because we got kind of deep in the weeds on the first one. And I said,
Yeah.
you know what? I said I normally only do one of these, but I'm going to give you two of these so you can get what you came for. So go ahead and schedule another one, and we'll work on this funnel thing. And then we did our second meeting, and he said, well, I'd really like to work more with you. I've enjoyed these two, and so that's how that whole thing kind of came about.
That's awesome, man. Well, congrats. Yeah, you'll have to post that in the
Thank you.
group as soon as everything goes.
Definitely
And
will.
what's really cool is I love when you get your first like big ticket person and you start working with them, it really opens up your knowledge in a different way. Like you're gonna learn a whole different. It's a really fun experience. Like it's what happens, right? It's like so you're gonna start. You're going to be working on the fly. You're going to, if you need anything, you can lean into me. But it's like, this is where you start to really earn like your stripes and get like a different feel for the game. And then it just gets easier and easier. And then pretty soon you start questioning why you would charge less than that. And then pretty soon, it's like, because, and you get more confident and you grow. And so it's really cool. I'm really happy for you.
Thank you.
Marie, I'm happy for you too. You're getting ready to Wednesday you said?
Yes, Wednesday. And today it's 1 a.m. in the morning. We are on Tuesday. And I'm here because I need your help on my very last part. Everything is ready except my speech to present my offer. And I want your feedback because I'm going to video, how do you say? Sorry.
Record it?
Record it tomorrow. And I say, well, maybe I can join your call and get your feedback before I record it. So I put text on Skool because it was too short. I asked my question in Zoom, but it was too short. So maybe if we can take just 2 minutes to read it.
Let's get you out of here so you can go get some sleep.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, let's get you handled and get you some sleep. So, okay, so where you said it's in the group?
Yes, I put it in the group because
give me 1 second. I'll pull it up here.
Thank you so much to all of you to be so kind.
Yeah, no, this is good. Here, let me go to.
I just work all day long and.
Yeah, it'll be worth it though. It'll be worth it.
I know.
It's so fun, and then getting out there, and I love right when you get a funnel put up. And you want to see how it converts and do all those things. It's a lot of fun. And then you can start tweaking things. Yeah, it's going to be great. Okay, let me get the questions box up too, just in case. There we go. Or the chat box, whatever. Question box. Okay, so let's go. Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay, do you know the number one regret of people? Okay, so this is how I introduce the offer. Okay. And then you just put in here everything that you could.
Yes.
Or is this everything?
That's my pitch because of course I completely forgot to introduce my offer at the end of the video of value.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, I completely forgot that. So I prefer to have a structure, but then I need your feedback, maybe to make it shorter or to know where I should focus, where I can forget. I don't know.
Okay. So no more regret at the end of the day. Let's see. Have you taken this? I've been doing this recently with certain things. Have you taken this and copied it and then pasted it into ChatGPT and ask it what is missing from the presentation?
No, this is just, I just
Yes.
finished the translation like 2 minutes ago.
Okay. So it'd be faster if I just like read it real quick. So if you guys want, you guys can chat about something else with each other for a second while I read this real quick. You guys can feel free to talk.
Or maybe you can read it out loud. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Okay,
Mike,
so
do you want to share with us, or Mike Hicks, do you want to share with us how it's been going with you doing lives on multiple platforms and how you're getting sales from that? Because I would find that interesting.
You're muted, Mike.
I thought that was unmuted. Sorry about that. Most of them come from YouTube, for sure. That's where my main audience is. It's, almost got 3,800 some subs, so that helps out a lot. Got a couple from like over on other platforms that have come over from that, but it's just, I just go to the theory, just like Mike says, make once. So if I can have a program and I can shoot it out to all these platforms at once, it's just getting it out there more to everybody. So and it draws in more audience. The only one that's difficult with is TikTok because that's on my phone. The other one's on a platform that streams out to all 5 or 6 other things. So, but most of them are coming from YouTube for the most part.
That's awesome. Are you like, obviously you're following what Mike is teaching us. So are you going in there and just sharing what's going on and then making an offer? Or is it where they can read an offer? Because I know I've joined your TikTok, but I don't see like a whiteboard or anything when I'm on the TikTok one. So is that something they can see on the other one?
Yeah, I do a little tiny whiteboard like this. This isn't the one, but it's just like this. And then I put my offer on it and set it in front of the screen. And then why I'm doing my normal live work, because most of them I've done, some of them I've done, it's just doing a teaching and everything else that I've got people from. But most of it is like when I'm just harvesting microgreens or I'm planting microgreens, and then I'm just stopping for a few moments doing questions, answering questions, and then putting the offer out there. But the offer is kind of sitting there in front of the screen. So it goes out to all them other platforms. So somebody could watch that, a year from now and maybe see it because it stays live. It stays on the platform. So maybe they could see it later on and message me about the offer. But I do say it's got time strips on it, but who knows? So.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, no problem.
And did you say you were going to look at Twitch? Was it you that said
Yeah.
that in the chat? So have you
Yeah.
used Twitch before?
I've dabbled with it long time ago. It's been years. When I was doing trading stuff and everything. So I haven't messed with it in a while, but if I can get on there, it doesn't cost me anything, and I can reach another audience, so be it.
Yeah, that would work well too. And you've heard of Kick as well?
Which one?
Kick.
Kick? I have not.
Yeah, Kick is similar to Twitch, but I found that my son is a big Twitch person, that it's not like, it's got a little bit more categories. You might have to look into it to see if it would be more of something that you'd be, and like that would work for you. Because I know Twitch is known as like the gaming stream one. I know because I do art, so I tend to follow a lot of people that do art.
Yeah.
But it's not a huge audience. It's mostly gamers, right? But I noticed when my son sent me over to Kick and he said, there they might have more people that are actually streaming like different stuff. Of course, their main thing too is gaming, but I noticed there's more categories in there as well. Yeah, might be an option as well because what you're doing is pretty neat. And I think just having it set up, and I notice with the artists that I follow, they've got the whiteboard kind of like on the side of them, and they do it as a double screen so that you have the whiteboard and then you've got you doing your microgreens. So it has like your information on the one side and then the microgreens. And then one of the girls I follow, she just kind of has a whiteboard beside her on an easel with, you know, where you can buy her art, you know, where else you can follow her on different platforms, how you can gift her and all that kind of stuff.
Nice. Yeah, I'm trying to on that. I use StreamYard, just to let you guys know. That's the platform I use. I can send it out to like 6 different things at once.
What?
StreamYard.
Oh, StreamYard.
StreamYard, yeah. Love it. So I'm trying to find a way to do where something, why I'm doing live and I'm just working, where something would come up every once in a while, talking about the offer that I don't even have to deal with. It just does it. So I need to get a switcher that would do that and, you know, or try to figure a way out to do it within just that program. But that's the next thing I'm working on. So as we go along.
Is that simulcasting?
Yeah, it simulcasts out to 6 different platforms. So Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Did I say Instagram?
Yeah. Are you able to record like you record locally and then it casts out to all of those other platforms, or is it recording on all of those platforms?
It's recording on all them platforms, plus it saves a local recording on their platform, and then I can download that and use it however I want to repurpose content as well.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. I told Mike a long time ago about a desire of mine to, with my opportunity to simulcast to different places at the same time, because I figured it might just be more more convenient and more efficient, especially when on TikTok, say you'll, which is still daunting, having 1,000, needing 1,000 subs before you can go live,
No, you don't.
and other things. So it's I'm still kind of learning, but yeah, definitely could use a little bit more help there. That's good. That's good stuff right there.
Yeah, and you can go live on TikTok without 1,000 subs. I have 168 right now, and I go live on there. You just have to set up a TikTok shop, which is a daunting task. So luckily my wife did that because it's a pain in the butt.
You have to.
Only way that I found to be able to go live without having 1,000 subs is to do a TikTok shop.
The TikTok shop.
Yep.
Okay.
You don't have to have it if you have 1,000 subs. But
right.
If you're going to sell on their platform, they'll let you go live, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And good to meet you, by the way, Mike.
Yeah. You
All right. So I'm going to bounce in here real quick. And Marie, can you see the whiteboard?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So I like everything in if you guys want to go over and you can read what I read of Marie's script there. So I like, number one, I love the stories. I love the program. I love everything that you brought up in it. And I don't think that there's anything that needs to be changed in what you said. I just think that we need to add a few things in between some things. Okay.
Thank you.
So number one, when this video starts, like on the next page, so they're going to be opting in, right, to see this training video.
Yes.
Right.
And the training video is to explain to them why they suffer.
Yeah. Okay. So when they get in here and we talk about why they suffer, one of the things that you really want to get good at, and all of you obviously should be taking, notes on this too, is when you get into this. First things first, like right away in the beginning, we want to make sure that before anything else happens, we deliver right in here before the hook happens, this little gap of space. We want to make sure that we offer them some sort of PDF or some sort of extra video. Okay. So I'm just going to put extra XVid. Okay. Not XVids like what Chuck watches. I'm talking about just an extra video here. Okay. So I'll just tease him. Is Chuck even on here still? There he is. Okay, sorry. Okay, so Chuck's what? Hurry up. No, so okay, so the PDF and extra video. So what you want to do is like right away when they opt in, because 98% of people, or in the beginning, 99% of people, they're not going to buy. So what we're going to do is right away in the beginning, like right when the video opens up, the first thing is like, hey, before we jump into this training, I just want to let you know that I sent you an email. And in that email, I've got a bonus training in there that gives you my XYZ steps to quickly overcome XYZ. And all you have to do is make them a very basic, either a video or a basic like checklist or PDF. Okay. You can literally create this at the drop of a hat. Take something that is like one of your very best hacks or strategies to overcome an instant pain. And that's what you want them to do, because the moment you give somebody an instant win right away, number one, you obviously get right into their back pocket, not for their money, but like in a happy way, right? But also the other thing that you want is you want to be able to get them to go open an email. Okay, especially now, because here in February, Gmail and a lot of the mail service providers are going to be cracking down even more to eliminate spam and all these things in the spam box, okay? So the faster you can get somebody to go open an email, go find the email, and you got to tell them, listen, I sent this to you, this training or this extra bonus video that I gave you. Like I said, you can have like a PDF little checklist with it. You can just go into Google Docs and create a simple little checklist of 3 to 5 things. I'm talking like almost back of napkin looking little thing. Okay. You feel me, Marie? So, and what you want is you just want an extra little bonus video in there that shows you, here's a little hack I wanted to give you, that if you're dealing with XYZ, this is an instant hack that I give some of my clients to help them snap them into a different place. So and here's the script, okay? And so this is all being recorded. I've probably never emailed you before, so it's likely that it either went into your spam box or your promotion box or junk box, but you're going to want to go find that, because this is one of the things that I always help my clients with, and it always has really worked well for them. I sent that to you as a bonus, as an extra. I want to over deliver, so make sure you go grab that. If you need to, you can pause the video right now, go grab that thing real quick, and I'll be right here when you unpause, okay? So then you jump into the video. So it's always like, hey, great idea getting in here. Before we get going, before we jump in, I want to make sure that you know about this thing. Go grab it, okay? Because all the money's made in the follow-up. Just like, when you meet somebody for the first time, it's like you don't get married and have babies after you shake hands for the first time. It always comes in the follow-up, right? It's no different here. So all the action happens, all the greatness happens in the email. Just understand that, right? It's just there's no arguing about this. There's nothing. That's where it happens. And if you want your emails to get into the inbox, we have to integrate that in there, okay? So really, and the more powerful that little, present is or gift is, that extra thing, you want this to be a fast hit, fast, easy strategy. Like for me, if I did it, I would be like, here's how hey, before we jump into this training on how the whole process works to sell your advice online, I sent you my favorite strategy to go find the best content ideas using ChatGPT, and how you can actually put them in the perfect shape to show up on SEO with this little Loom ChatGPT hack that I have. You can literally start using this today. So I probably never emailed you, so go grab that thing. You're going to want that. It could be in your spam, junk, whatever, okay? All right, so now that we got that out of the way, let's dive in here. So what are we going to learn today? Well, the one thing that you're going to learn is, and you got to hook them in, okay, before all else. Now, I do like the way you came in here with a question. That is the best thing, right? So right after that little part happens, you can say, just like what you said, hey, do you know the number one regret people at the end of their life at the end of life is not having lived their own life, their own projects, their own dreams, and ultimately missed out on their own life? So we don't want to answer the question. Okay? We don't want to answer that question. We want to hook them right away. Because see how you answer it right away?
Yeah.
What if it was like this? After that hook, you say, now, let's jump into the training. So let me ask you a question. Do you know that the number one regret of people at the end of their life is probably not what you think? You know, some people say it's regret. Well, I've got some news for you. It's a lot more than that, and it can be prevented. And that's what we're going to talk about here as we get into the training. You want to leave a cliffhanger. You got it? You can't answer that question, or they're like, well, I got it. I'm out. I've heard this before. So you can open that up with a super powerful question, and then say, and that's exactly what we're going to be getting into in these 3 things that I'm going to be going over with you inside of this training.
Okay. The videos they will opt in for is to understand why they suffer, and that's a 13. It's long, but it's really at the end they will understand. So it's 12 or 13 minutes. So do I have to put this before and then?
Oh wait. So hold up. So you have what you've given me here is just like everything up in here, and then you've got a training that goes in here, and then you've got something that comes afterwards. Like you're gonna split this up. Is that what you're saying?
No, what I just share with you is the second part of the video.
Okay.
Because the first part is the training the training they opt in, which is my first module of my 10 modules of the program.
Got it.
And I know they all want to understand why they suffer, because before they want to heal and understand how to fix it. They just lost. You know, many people come and say, I've been happy for 20 years and now nothing makes me happy. I really don't understand anything. So I want to explain that first, you know. But maybe I could put your hook first and then tell them we will jump into the video. You opt in first, and at the end I will tell you
Yeah, so I would definitely do that. The most important part of the video, or you know, when they get to the next page, the most important part is the getting them to go to the email and then hooking them deep. And when I thought about your script here, one thing that I thought about is like right in the beginning, I had another idea for your hook. Okay. So right in the beginning, we want to, you know, really over deliver by getting them to go grab this thing. Right. So this can be, you know, a huge thing. You could even come in with, you know what the #1 reason is that people suffer? Well, listen, before we jump into the answer to that, I want you to understand that I just sent you an extra bonus training video, and it's going to cover XYZ, and it needs to be something super magnetically juicy, like something they really, really want, and that's quick. Okay? And you can create this video in the front, and then you can take your other video and stick it in between there, right? Like, so you could essentially stick the main training video right here, and then you could have your intro part and then your call to action part back here, right? You can break this up what you have. Now, the other thing that I thought is this. So when it comes to hooks, there's 3 hooks that really all the pros always use, and they just work every time. The first one is asking a crazy question, right? Like just a you know, crazy question that is directly related to what they want to know. That's one way that you can hook somebody. Okay. The second way, so we'll put H1. The second way, and you're going to try different things here, Marie. Like this video, if it works right out of the gate, then we're going to get a bronze statue of you. Okay. Now it might work really good. Okay. It might work and it'll get you close. But in most cases, we're going to keep working on this because you're going to come back to these calls. You're going to hit me up in the group and say, okay. And we're going to watch the actual drop off of the video, because here's what it's going to look like, right? When people get in here, it's going to go like this. And then it'll be like, okay, maybe like something like this is what it's going to look like. What we want it to look like is something more like this. Okay, that's like perfect. And the engagement that we're really looking for is more than 20% of the people that watch it, or sorry, of all the people that watch it, they're watching at minimum. We got to get 20% engagement or higher. Okay. Anything above 20%, I found over the years is like the perfect, like it's like the first threshold of the video. Okay. And I'll help you with this. All right. What kind of video format are you, or player are you using? Where are you going to put this video?
Vimeo.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, no, perfect. So we can go into Vimeo and it'll show us a graph. It'll show us drop-offs and things like that. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Now here's the next thing. So in this video, all right, the second type of hook that you can do is you can do like a statement. Okay. You can do some sort of statement where you're like, you know, people that are unhappy, you know, most of the time they're just dumb. Okay. Like you wouldn't want to do something like that, but it's like you want to have something where they're like they're like completely like they were expecting one thing. We call it a whiplash moment, right? They were expecting one thing and they just got like completely sideswiped with the idea of what it was going to be. Okay. So that one's typically a little bit harder. The third one is you can drop them into the action. Okay. You can drop them into the action. I'm just going to put DIA. Okay. So you can drop them into the action. What I loved here is imagine it opened up like this. So after you did your initial hook here where you're like, so, and this is a trick for all types of videos. Whatever the title is of the video or the headline and whatever the thumbnail is, the faster that you can repeat that first line or the title right when the video starts, the more you have given them the payoff that they wanted, right? So if somebody's opting into this thing to find out why they're unhappy, is that what it is?
Why they suffer.
Why they suffer? The first thing that you want to do is, all right, in this video, we're going to talk about the three core reasons why people actually suffer. Okay? So you want to deliver on that right away because that's what you said they were going to get when they got there. Okay? You follow me? And then you're going to say, now, before we jump into that, I want to give you even more value. I sent you an extra bonus training. It's the fastest way that I know how to get over anxiety, whatever it is, right? It's like your best tips. That's this bonus. Okay? Because the moment they go in there and they click on that video and they open that stuff, the likelihood of you going into their inbox with your next email is extremely, almost 1,000% higher than if you didn't do that. Okay. Then you could do right into like, it's still part of the hook, but it's like hook number 2. I was thinking like right away, you could drop them into some action where you're like, you know, at 15 years old, my father told me you are the shame of the family and that you're never going to succeed in life. And this murderous phrase cost me a lot of therapy and also allowed me to focus very early on how to prove him wrong by succeeding in life and more importantly, in succeeding in my life. But not everyone is lucky enough to ask themselves this question from the age of 15 and to find solutions to realize their dreams, to self-actualize, and to flourish as early as possible in life. And because of that, they end up suffering way longer than they should. And so we're going to talk about how you are going to be able to get past this suffering.
Powerful.
Boom. Because they're going to be like, whoa. Because so many people are going to connect with that in some way, shape, or form. So that's,
now I want to hear more.
That's another way that we can hook in, right? So a lot of times I would create my VSL and then I would go back and I would just take a chunk out of it, like the most crazy chunk, and I would just stick it in the front. And then they would watch the video and they would hear that chunk again and they would be like, wait a minute, I thought I heard this already.
Oh, like a preview.
Yeah, like people don't realize like a lot of times, you know, when you do that. So you got this one is probably by far the question is probably the most powerful one, right? That's probably the most powerful. This I would say is the second powerful one. And then this would be, the statement would be like the third. But these are the one, anything that you create, any hooks, or I mean, any videos, anything, these are the 3 most powerful hooks that people use. So again, I got to tell you something. Like, if there's anything that you focus on more, Marie, in this video, it is the front and the back of this thing. Okay? and it's more the front. It's kind of like you could have an email that says, I will wire you $1 billion in tax-free cash. All you have to do is reply to this email, and they will never do it because they didn't open it because the subject line sucked. You got it? So if you don't have the right hook in here, if you don't grab them inside of their soul and hook them in, it's going to just be, the rest of it could be unbelievably amazing, world renowned, and they won't even watch it. So you really have to always hook them in, and then you're re-hooking them. So what does that mean? Inside of this, okay, inside of this video, so the one where you're teaching them, it's like your first part of the program. What I would do with that video, by the way, if you have that video, the one that, the first module or whatever that you're teaching, what I would do with that is, because it's probably not engineered the way it needs to be engineered for this type of video. So what you might want to do is take it and make it so where we can chop it up, and you can take the points that you're making in it. And the easiest way to rehook somebody is when you teach, how many are you teaching them? Like 3 to 5 things in that video?
I teach them the complete process.
Okay. So how many steps are in that complete process that you teach?
I didn't organize it like this.
Well, if you had to break that video up that you're teaching them with, could you? Is there like,
I think I could take the main points that they should understand. I need to still work on that, but yeah.
Okay. So for each of those main points that they need to understand, what you want to do is ask a question to rehook them. That's all you have to do to rehook somebody. So for instance, if I was doing 3 points, it was like the attract, convert, deliver. That's what I was going to teach in my thing. I would say we're going to cover these 3 points. And then when I got to the 3 points, here's how it would go. It would go, so what do you have to do to actually attract people to your funnel? Now I have rehooked them because their brain is going to hang on to that. They have to end that gap. It's like, like at the end of it, to be continued. It's like their brain is trying to fix that and close that gap. And all you have to do is open up one. Okay. Open up a gap. All right. So I like to open up a gap by asking a question at each point that I'm going to be teaching. Then you can squeeze a little story in here because this is going to get them to hold on a little bit. Now, you might go, well, I don't know what story I would tell at each one of these little points. That's fine. All you have to do is go to ChatGPT-4 and say, here's the point that I'm going to be teaching them. It's about how to attract people to their funnel. What is a 15-second story that I could tell that would help them understand the importance of attracting people to the funnel? It doesn't have to be a story about you. It doesn't have to be your story at all. It's just a story that ChatGPT will give you, and this will get their brain opened up. Then what I like to do is then you can give them the answer right here and talk about the nature of this like problem right here. And then you can give them like the payout of the whole thing. Now, I know your thing probably isn't set up like that. Okay. But this video is not, by educating them, you're not going to make, let me see how I'm going to say this.
Oh, I've got an idea. I don't know if it's a good idea.
Yeah.
If I do what and of course I'm planning to do what you're teaching now.
Yeah.
Is it an option that I do a synthesis and I make some more like you say, a storyteller and so on, and I mix my speech, my script, and what you just the summarize of my teaching, and then is it an option that I say, oh, by the way, I send you the module, the complete module. It's 13 minutes long. It's going to be deeper. And after this small video, then you're ready to get the big chunk. Would that be an option?
So what we're trying to do with this video here on page 2, I want you to imagine it like this. This video is like it's like an overall picture of what it is that you're offering. So imagine it like this. Let me clear this real quick. So imagine it like this. Let's say, you know, your thing that you're teaching them to get them from here to here. This video on page 2 is basically like we could take any of the things here. Okay, we could take any of the modules, and let's say that we did a value train video. So let's say email 5, we pulled something out of this module here, and we taught them a little bit of that in we taught them a little bit of that in like email 5. They still haven't bought yet. They're getting email 5 in the follow-up sequence, and they still haven't bought. They're on the fence. They like the idea of it, but they're still like, you know, what you want with that video on page 2 of the funnel, the VSL video, what you want with that video is anything that we pull out of any of these modules, or even a piece of any of these modules, we want to be able to talk about maybe that little piece right here, and then we can always lead them back to this video to get the overarching big picture of what they get, what it's about, why it solves their problem. And the best way to earn trust from somebody is to explain their problem to them the way they explain it to themselves. And what you've done here with your story is just that, okay? You have done that in your story. So like what I said in here about I wouldn't change anything, I absolutely love what you have in here. You describe how many times we're going to meet. You describe what is all going on, the benefits. You describe the whole thing. This is perfect. What we've got to do now is just rearrange different parts of it to where it makes sense, so that no matter what we talk about in any of your programs, so we could pull this one out. Let's say this is email 22 down the road. We're talking about something here, because you'll just keep rehashing this over and over and over and over, but you're going to tell different stories with it. It's very simple to do now. Before, it was a pain in the ass because we didn't have ChatGPT 4. But
so now I've got a second idea.
Yeah.
Maybe the script that I just sent you could be the first part of my video, and then I could end it by the way, everybody wants to understand why they suffer at the very beginning. You know, that's, you need to understand that to start to move forward. If you don't understand that, you just cannot move. And this is a 13-minute video in the following, and it could be the other way around. Like, you know, the module could be the second part of my video at the end. No.
So okay. So without knowing that module, it's difficult. Okay, because I know. Without me watching the module, it's going to be hard for me to really make the assumption here of what to do. But what I would say is this. Okay, it is what we don't want to do is we don't want to lose their
attention.
So for instance, if you're like on a sales call with somebody, right? Here's the big mistake that people make in sales. They start talking too much, and they bring up things that the person wasn't even thinking about. And now the person goes, "Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that. Let me think about that, and then I'll come back and maybe think about buying." Or, because it's like this, you're creating this magnetism, like you're creating this flow, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm about there," and they're like getting to this, like they're getting excited about buying it, and then it's like, "Oh, a training," and they're like, "Ah," and you lose this like power. Okay. what you want to, that's why I was saying you want to mix it in here, right? It's like,
Okay.
you know what
I
I'm
get it.
saying?
Yeah.
Okay. And so, and listen, this, if there's anything, the funnel's not hard. The follow-up emails aren't hard. The emails, creating the emails is not hard. The technology, the automations, going live, creating content, all of those things are child's play compared to this video. This video is the hardest thing that you have to do in online business if you want to sell online like this with a video. This is by far, this has always been in my entire career, and for anybody I've ever met, this has always been the hardest thing ever. It is the hardest thing. But once you nail it, it is like literally having a goddamn ATM machine. Okay. So that is the beautiful thing about this. It is worth every single, I mean, I have no hair because I've made like 10 of these things that actually work. Okay. So the thing is like, once you have them, it's unbelievable what it can do. And it doesn't have to be as good as I maybe am making it seem like it needs to be. But what I want you to understand is those things that we have to do is we have to keep their attention by asking questions. It's the easiest way. The second thing is we have to help them understand those three things. The biggest things that we have to help them understand is that they can actually do it themselves. So they believe in themselves. They believe in your offering and your product and your solution. And then they believe that nothing can take them out. So even if they did believe that they could do it and they do believe in your product, they might say, but I'm busy. How am I going to do this around my job? I've got a husband, I got a wife, I got kids, I got a dog. You have to be able to knock down these beliefs right here to get them to do it. And that's why it takes follow-up. But listen, this video right here, when they get to this video, it needs to have a strong pull all the way to the end so that they can buy the thing. That's the core thing. We don't want to derail them on this journey there. So anytime that we send them back to here and they watch it again, they can watch it, and it's like it takes them all the way to the end and gets them to buy. It does not derail them. It doesn't send them into teach mode. I see so many people try to teach in this, and you're educating, but it's not in the way of like teaching where it's like the goal of the teaching, you're educating them about their problem that they have, right? Because they don't know. If they knew what their problem was, like they'll say their problem, I'm suffering, or I have this suffering or this anxiety. They think that that's their problem. But what you're saying, yeah, exactly. You're over there shaking your head. It's like, but what their real problem is, that's what you educate them on. So I love how you did that in here though, because it's like a lot of people are thinking, oh, this, you basically want to say to them what they think their problem is, right? Like with the imposter syndrome thing. When I do my VSL, my new one, I'm going to be talking about that a lot. It's a major problem that people have. Have you ever felt that? It's like, have you ever felt that thing where you're excited about it, you know you want to do it, and then you go to talk about it and you're like, why would anybody listen to me? Like, I've never done this before and I feel like a fraud, like I feel fake. Have you ever felt like that? That's the hook. Mike's like shaking his head. So, but that's that when you ask that question, it triggers them and holds them, and they're like, this person knows my problem. So all I do when I go to do these videos is I want to get a list of at least 3 to 5 things that I found out there that people are literally stating in the comment, and I want to read that comment back to them. I go in so as far as I will clip out the comment and I will say, how many of you can relate to this question here? And I'll say the question, it's like, oh, that's me. If you can get them to go like this in the beginning the whole time, that you're locked in. And now it's like, so let's talk about now, why does this happen and how can we overcome this thing? What needs to be in place to make this thing actually go away? Well, I'm going to share that with you because there are some certain things that really cause this to happen in our life. And that's exactly why I created this, which you guys probably can't even see, and I can barely say, cap sur ma liberté. Yeah. So that is why I created this, because sorry, Marie. It covers those things. And I'll break that down for you in a minute, because it's important that you know that. And so you're constantly getting them set up for this thing that's going to come in with the cape on and save them. And that is your program. Okay. But in the beginning, we have to, first off, hook them. We have to let them know that we've put some really powerful candy in their email, but then we have to hook them in and let them know that what we have right now and what we want to talk about right now is so important to them getting this answer solved. Okay. And then you gotta constantly just, I always use the word imagine, right? I can literally watch it anywhere I say imagine in my VSLs, I can watch it. It'll go like this. They'll be watching and I'll have drops off and I'll say imagine. And then it goes like this. And I'll be talking a little bit and it starts doing this. I'll be like, imagine. So it's how you get people back involved. So you're creating like these rhetorical questions that help them see, okay, this person they understand the nature of my problem. That's how you get somebody to trust you.
Okay. You know what I realized? That I will completely change my video, because I won't give the module at the end. I will talk about the module. You know, I will take the
at the end
substance of it.
Yeah, at the end, here's what I do at the end of my videos. Yeah, as I go through them. So I don't know if you noticed my one of my recent VSL videos for Build Lab, but I have that map up, like I have the modules up, and I'll talk about them. I'll be like, and in this one, this is why this is so important. So have you ever wondered, like, how do you actually follow up with people and how do you get those follow-up emails in there? Well, listen, I remember when I first got started, and I go into a story and I'll say, that's exactly why I created this module, because let me show you, actually. We break down exactly how to bangity, 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 bang. And this is why it works. And it won't work properly until you have this next thing. And so you're educating them, you're talking about their problem, and you're walking them through your program at the exact same time. And it's like, it's educational. They're learning about the product. They're learning about why this matters. And this is the trick, right?
God, this is being recorded.
Okay, and can I take like an image about suffering? I'd like to take the image of the caterpillar. Caterpillar.
Yep.
If you interview the caterpillar, I'm sure it's gonna say, "I'm dying. Stop it! I'm dying," and it doesn't know that it's in the way of becoming a butterfly. And when you suffer so much, you think you're dying and you won't be happy anymore, but you're just at the point of becoming a butterfly.
This is beautiful. That's beautiful. Those are parables. Those are anecdotal stories. That's you telling a story. Like, I visualized that. I visualized a caterpillar. I visualized this idea of like my own thoughts and how I've thought like that before, not realizing that I was actually getting to a place where I could fly. And so like this is such an important thing that you just did there, right? So that those types of stories, you could actually tell that story in text, and you could put that into ChatGPT and say, I need stories that are similar in nature to this story that also explain my other modules. Because that's what I meant by when you rehook them. So think about the caterpillar story, right? How many of you feel like you're at this place where you're just like, it's like you feel like you're dying and you're suffering and you'll never get out of this? Well, just imagine you're a caterpillar. And you see how you tell the story, and it basically talks about the nature of their problem. And they're going, yeah, I get that. And then they're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And then you go, that's exactly why there's this system called bangity, bangity, bang. And it's exactly why we go over it in one of these programs that are in this program that I want to share with you here at the end. Okay. So it's like you're setting up the question that they have. You're just kind of almost reiterating their question back to them. then you're telling a parable, like a parable or a story or an anecdotal thing where they understand the nature of the problem that has this idea of a light at the end of the tunnel. And then what you like to do is talk about the formula or the science or what makes it work. It can't just be that it's not just like, and that's why I have my program. You're like, no, that's why in science they came up with this thing, called, Gestalt therapy. And it's, that's what it's like, and then at the end, it's like, now all of these things that we talked about, I'll tell you what, you're probably going, okay, that's great, Marie. Thanks for all that information. I appreciate it. Now what the hell am I supposed to do? Okay, this is great. I see that I can do some of this stuff, but how's this going to help me? Well, I'm sure that you felt that way. And that's exactly why I made boom. And that your thing comes in and flies in a cape. And then you start breaking it down and you revisit the main things that you talked about in the video that really made those points, and you make it so that you serve up that solution on a silver platter to them in your program. And then after you get that done saying that, you say, and listen, but there's more, and there's more, it's like, but that's not all, you're also like bringing in there at the end, you're like,
which is true.
Yeah. And it's like, but at the end, you're saying after you go through the modules and explain that your course has everything that you said that they needed in it, you're then like, and you also get a community and you also get a weekly call with me because I know that you need that support or whatever, like they get even, it's like you bring them even more. And then you remind them again at the end about the gift that you sent them in their email. Okay. You remind them again about that email, but what you want to do is after you explain your program, what it's like to work with you, why it's so important, that's when you're like, now, I can only work with so many people at a time. Or you can ask ChatGPT comes up with the best urgency messages I've ever heard. Okay. Like make me so happy because before I had to always like come up with things and it's like, this is what I love this thing. Okay. But I know what I want. It's different if you know what you want and you're using that thing. Okay. But what you want to do is at the end, it's like, okay, you could take your script or you could take your ideas and you can give it to ChatGPT and say, what's the best way to cause urgency with this message or this script? Or what I like to do is just be real clear and transparent with it. Like, what's going to happen if you don't do anything about this? How much longer are you going to be able to go through life doing this? Like, what could really happen? If you don't fix this, let's say in the next 30, 60, 90 days, what truly could be the outcome here? I like to ask that question. Like, how much longer are you going to keep going to work and complaining to your wife, your kids, and your coworkers and yourself? Look yourself in the mirror every day and say, oh, I'll do it someday. Like, how long are you going to keep saying that to yourself? Those kind of things, that's a good way to do urgency. Like, put the ball in their court. Ask them. And then you can also say, I like to do, like, in the beginning, you can always say this too. Whoever gets started, okay, if you get started after watching this video, shoot me a message and I'll send you a special thing. I'll do a special group call with all the people that decide to do that. Okay, before this, but in the next 4 days, because it's always the next 4 days. Okay, that's another way to do it. You can also say, you can do, this price is only going to be this price. I don't know how long I can keep it at this price because I want to keep it at a quality, at a high quality. So I'm not sure how long I can actually even keep it at this price.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've got a question. I wonder if it would go too far when you say how long are you going to stay suffering, and the truth is I've got a friend, a good friend of mine who commits suicide. And for me, it's like the caterpillar committing suicide before becoming a butterfly, you know. And
Yes.
that's really a reason why I'm doing all this program. It's because I want to avoid, you know, as many lost as I can. So I don't know if it's going too far because I don't know.
No, that could be. I mean, you're dealing with kind of a different topic for that type of like, you know, they might be like, you're right, you know, jump off the bridge. So I don't want, maybe that's not the right type of call to action, right? And I'm just trying to be lighthearted on that, but I understand that, right?
Story, yeah.
Yeah. So I would ask ChatGPT, like, what are some great urgency things? And at the end of the day, you know, this is what's great about video. You can always go in and clip the back off, right? I've done it many, many times. It's like, this is only good for the next 90 days, this price, or, you know, whatever. And I always create the rest of the video so it's evergreen. And I can always come in at the end and I can go in and chop that video off and I can add a new ending to it, right? So don't get married to the video where it's like, it's got, you know, there's only this one. But you got to remember this video, you guys, everybody that's creating this. And Marie, I'm excited for you, but I also understand, you know, the pain and agony of creating this video, okay? But you just want to create it in little puzzle pieces. And I know I need to do another video over this and take it deeper. That's why, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I put a bunch of my old martial arts VSL videos in the group today inside of Build Lab. If you haven't seen those, go watch those. There's a bunch of different variations in there, and those were all successful videos, okay? But this video, it can be, I always like, one of the first tests that I always do when I do a video like this, now especially, is I just get in there and I talk to them. Like, I always keep the hook, story, offer type thing going on, like the whole educate, you know, inspire, educate, ask, motivate. I keep a framework like that, but I'll just go in there off the hip with like a slideshow and talk. And then after I get that one out of me, right, I get like one off my chest, then I start thinking about it like I do now. Okay, like, what are the questions these people have? I just need to state their questions back to them so that they know that I understand them and things like that. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
and I think the biggest question is it gonna end and how?
Yeah. And well, the best thing that you can do is just go find their questions. Like, you know, literally think about like, hey, you know, I'm suffering. You know, what would that person go search on YouTube or Google if they're suffering and they're trying to fix it, right? You want to go search that and go down in the comments and actually find their questions. And then also work with ChatGPT 4, where you're asking it, if somebody's right now suffering with this type of, you know, problem, what are things that they're typing into YouTube or Google or the social medias to find an answer to their problem? What are they actually saying? And it will go find this stuff for you. Okay? And when you restate somebody's question back to them, you are locking them in deeper. But when you get a bunch of questions, you can answer, you can keep asking them throughout the training. But in the training, what are we really trying to do? Okay. First off, the first thing that you're doing in the training is you got to get them to believe that they can actually do this. They can actually solve this problem, because they don't think they can. They don't think they can, because if they thought they could, they would have solved it already. So you have to get them to overcome that belief system. Yeah, like for me, people want to do what I'm doing. I have friends, I have family, I have acquaintances, I have people online that want to do this. They've been wanting to do it for years and years. But the reason they're stopped is because they don't believe that they can actually do it. That's all it is. It's not that they can't do it. If they can talk and they can do everything else they're doing, they can do it, right? So the first thing we've got to get people to overcome is the fact that, yeah, you can this is actually possible for you. You've got to get that into their head. And I love, like, I love that caterpillar story. Number one, I think that is gold. Okay. I think that could be a little animation, even that you could get somebody to animate on Fiverr. You could have some little animator on Fiverr make that for probably $50 to $100, and you could do a voiceover. That'd be powerful.
Doodly.
Yeah, Doodly could do it. However, okay, I really like that idea. Okay, no, okay. Number two, we've got to get them to believe that they can do it. The next thing is we've got to get them to believe in the product itself. Like they got to believe that the product actually works. So how do you demonstrate the product actually working? Well, I like to just find real life cases of it working. Right?
Yeah. And I've got testimonials on my page, and I know that because I've been doing it in face to face. I'm doing it every day.
Yeah. So here's some simple ways. If you don't have testimonials, here are some simple ways that you can prove that your thing works. Okay. Go find somebody else that's doing it very successfully and show them. Show them. Okay. They're not going to go, oh, well, I'll just go buy it. They don't, you know, you could talk about, hey, one thing I think about is like, I would go grab like one of those Tony Robbins clips that are on YouTube. So they're public and you can use them, where he's got somebody that is, he has these videos where he's talking to somebody at one of his live events. They like hand that person the microphone. They're out in the crowd and Tony walks up to him and they're like thinking about, you know, very dark things. And he talks to them and he goes, you know, and he says these things, he asks them questions. You could show a little clip of that and you could say, you know, a lot of people think, therapy, or, you know, I don't need this or I don't need that. You think you're like, yeah, maybe it could be. Well, look at this. Take this person, for instance, right? And find instances out there. And if you have your own testimonials, right? But I think about everybody else too. It's like, go find instances of this working. They're not going to go, oh, well, I'll just go to that person. Because you got them in the grips. You're teaching them right there. You're talking to them. So I'll go find instances of like tons. If I wanted to do this, I could go find instances of other funnels that have made a lot. I could go find other programs that have sold a lot. I could go find other people running traffic by doing posts. Look at this person here. Look at this. Look at this. You could show examples out there in the marketplace of it actually working. Okay. So that is one way you can prove that your product works. And then you bring it back to, you know, the science. Talk about the science and the nature of what makes your product work. It's not that it's not your product. Okay. It's not my product why you're getting traffic. The reason why you're getting traffic is when people go out there in nature and talk about something, they're going to put signal out and get attention from people. Okay. That's why you have to be doing that. Okay. And so you explain the nature of what makes your product work without talking about your product. I see people make this mistake. I made this mistake. You want to talk about my product does this. And you think that that's like helping them. You think that they're like, oh, wow, your product. No, you talk about the things that are, you know, in science, nature, math, in reality, the principles of life. In anything that anybody's talking about here. I don't care if you're selling soap. I don't care what you're selling. You could be selling drones. I don't care what you're selling. Talk about the science and nature behind why your stuff actually works. Okay. Even like, I think about Kevin and what he does with like the modeling with Gina and stuff like that. It's like, why does this modeling thing work? Why does the process of getting in front of people that are, you know, already educated in something and done something and been there, done that, why would that make sense and work, right? It's like you want to, it doesn't matter what it is. You can find the science, the nature, the math behind it. That's what you talk about, because then at the end, when you just start describing your product and you start describing what it does, now they're going, oh, yeah. They're putting 2 and 2 together. So they have to believe in themselves, number one. Go back and talk about Gestalt therapy. Go talk about why it actually works. Why does the brain work this way? You know, and then it relates back to, you know, and it relates to like what you've got in your program. Okay. Now, again, just because I'm talking about this, you are excited to launch and get going. Okay. don't let this hinder that. You need to go forward and push it out there. But you can
yeah.
While it's
because
out
I
there.
can take 1 more month to do the VSL and I don't want,
Yeah, no, you go out there and you do it. You get the dang thing out there, good, bad, or indifferent. It can be a complete disaster.
Yeah, but I'm gonna launch.
You gotta launch. You gotta launch it. Let it explode on the launch
on
pad.
Wednesday, with or without this video. I'm
That's
going
right. That's right. You let this thing, look at Elon Musk in front of billions of people. He lets the rocket just explode on the launch pad because what do they get from that? Data. They launched. They did it. You cannot edit nothing. You can't edit nothing. That's going to be a t-shirt. I'm going to make that t-shirt. You can't edit nothing. Okay. So put the damn thing on there, use what you got, put it together, but know, because we've got this recording here, know that we've got to help them believe that they can do it. They then got to believe that the actual nature of what it is, the product, it's not them believing in your product. Okay. It's believing in the science and nature and
the process,
the process, the principles, the fundamentals of what makes your product work.
Yeah.
You don't even talk about your product. Not till the end when you're like, now you got a couple options. Okay. What do you do with all this great information now? Well, let me tell you. Okay. So it's like, you can go figure out all this stuff on your own, study all the Gestalt books and watch all these things, or I've got a perfectly organized system for you that you can follow and bang, bang, bang. Okay. So the third thing is now imagining this, now they believe that they can do it. They believe that the solution that you are providing, they believe that the science and the nature behind the solution that you're talking about, they believe in that, right? They believe that if you go out there and post about the problems you can solve, that the people with the problems will hear that and come to that. That's what they believe, not in my product that teaches you how to do that. Does that make sense? Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. So once they believe in the nature and the understanding of that, then they have to now say, well, that's all good and great, but I ain't got time because I got 4 jobs and 3 kids and a neighbor and a dog, and I got, archery practice, and my kids got practice and all this stuff. So now you have to get past that part. When am I going to do this? You're probably wondering, yeah, Mike, that's great. Yeah, I see I can do it. I understand the process. It makes sense. Perfect sense. Matter of fact, that's why I'm here. But I got a job. I got when am I supposed to do this? I got kids. I got to vacuum. I got to feed the kids. I got to get them to school. I got my own thing. How about you? It's like,
right.
Yeah, I understand that. Okay. But, we all have the same 24 hours, and somehow all these other people are able to do it, and they've got more kids than you. They've got 2 jobs more than you do.
Or less time. Yeah,
they're in the gut of Africa, and they're eating bugs, and they figure out, okay, how to do this. Okay, why can you not figure this out? And then you start giving them guidance and clarity on how they can do that. And now all of a sudden you've kind of taken all their excuses out. You've kind of covered all the objections. And now you can say, so you're probably going, okay, you know what? I see it. I can understand this now. I feel this. So now what? I mean, what do I do? Right? You're probably feeling this way, right? Well, you've got a couple options. Listen, you can figure this out on your own. It's going to be harder. Or B, here's what I've got for you. Let me show you what this looks like to come with us. And let me show you how this works. And that's when you go through this program. Now you're outlining what it looks like, how you help them, the steps you go through, and they visualize themselves doing the steps and going through the thing. They visualize being a part of the community. They visualize how this can all look and work. And then you say to them, now, okay, right now, we've got this special price, or I've only got, I opened up the next 4 days of my schedule, and you're going to want to grab that. Okay. Are you doing a call with them to sell them, or are you doing, they can buy it on their own?
No, they can buy on their own because it's really cheap,
Okay.
the birds. And I want to create the momentum and have a first group. And then I know that the testimonial of the first group will make me grow. So
Yeah.
money won't be, I think, won't be an issue because the version with only the videos, it's 79.
Uh-huh.
And which is close to a CRP CRP session
Yeah.
in France. And if they move to the group, this is for free. The 79 modules are for free, and it's only 29 per month until the end of the year.
Okay. So I just put in what are 5 evergreen VSL urgency call to actions I can use to sell my course and get someone to take action. Okay. So let's see what it gives us here real quick. Okay. So you can do something like a limited time offer. Okay. If you enroll now and get special bonus, this exclusive offer ends in 48 hours. Don't miss out on the opportunity. Okay. That's not very friggin' evergreen. You know what I mean? Last chance enrollment, limited spots available, flash sale. Okay.
Yeah. So I've got early birds.
Okay.
Charter.
Early birds.
My favorite one is, you know, I love limiting. I love giving a bonus.
Oh yes.
I love making a bonus that doesn't last that long. Okay. And I always like to leave an open-ended gate where it's like, listen, I don't really know how long I can keep it at this price and keep the quality up, because that's very important to us, is to keep the quality high. And so, in order to do that, I have to put limits on things. And so I'm not sure how long I can offer it at this price or how long I can be offering a bonus like this. It's actually, really part of a market test. So if you're serious about this, I would get this before we have to change, the price, or, I can't offer this bonus anymore. So, and also, how long can you really not do this? I mean, we have to take action if we want things to change. So here's my thing. Why have to pay more? Why miss out on bonuses? Let's go down and get started right now. And let's just get through this. Let's overcome this. Let's, so those are good things. But you can always, I like this. Due to high demand and personalized support, we can only offer X number of spots for this course. That can always change. And you can just say that. So secure your place now and start your journey to end your suffering today. Once these spots are gone, they're gone. After they get in, they're not like, wait a minute, you said these many spots. Yeah, we had to open up for more. You're not like, you're not lying. You did.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just always like, that to me feels just a little bit on the edge of bullshit. So I like to always just go to, I don't know how much longer I can offer this price, because I don't know how long I can keep doing it this way. This is honestly part of a market test, because I'm always testing. I might find out that this is way too low of a price, and I'll have to raise it because I want to keep the quality of the group straight. You guys are all going to be shocked when Build Lab starts changing price, because it's going to be doing that very soon. But you guys are all good. So, it's honestly like, and you can ask more, like, keep asking things like this. I like to just give it the script and say, what would be a great call to action to this or whatever. But you gotta have, if your rent wasn't due, when would you pay it? You never would pay it.
Right.
Okay. So if there's not some sort of due date, they're just going to wait till later.
Okay, yeah.
So there's always got to be some sort of due date. You can limit the seats. You can limit the price. You can limit like you can put a bonus on there and limit how long the bonus lasts. Okay.
The
But
limit thing worked perfectly for me. That's one of the biggest things I think has changed me being able to sell the courses.
What's that?
Limiting time offers, making it, you need to buy now. There's only the offers are good till the end of the day.
Yeah.
Before I was just like, here's the course, buy it whenever you want. And nobody ever bought.
That's right. No, it's made a huge difference with you. And haven't you found out that the price doesn't matter?
Oh, no, it doesn't. I went to 247. Nobody's even questioned it.
You could go to 397 and you could just add one little piece to it. You could be like, guys, for 397, I'm actually going to do 2 calls.
I actually gave them less for the 247 and people are still buying.
Yeah. So you can just play with that until when you find that one, like at any time right now, I know I can open up that 197 where they get a Zoom and they get, pocket coaching, all that stuff. Cause that thing was a frickin' nuke that went off, right? So many people came in because of that. So I know that I can add that in anytime that I want. So and you're looking for those and you're trying to find those. But yes, Marie, I want you to launch. I don't want this to stress you out. I just want this on recording, number 1. Number 2, I want you to think of some of these elements that we talked about and how you can, at least with this one, get that hook in the beginning. And remember, you have to hook people. You have to hook people. If you're not doing a hook, you're doing it wrong. It's not like, well, I'll next time. No, that's like leaving a wheel off of the car.
Right.
It's like not having a due date. It's not like a good idea or maybe next time. It's like, no, you're doing it wrong. You're missing, you're trying to go fishing and you forgot the rod. Like you're leaving out the crank on the fishing reel.
Bait.
It's not optional. This is how you do it. So there has to be a due date. There has to be some sort of deadline. There has to be some sort of hook. And the easiest hook is just ask a question. Okay? Like, I mean, do you guys know what the number 1 way is to get people to actually opt in on your landing page? I'll tell you guys here in like a few minutes.
Ask.
You see, like just that little bit of it, like it causes a little bit of like this happens just nonstop in movies, right? My favorite is like when I was growing up, my mom would be watching soap operas and she'd record them on VHS and she'd get so pissed if she taped over the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she would hate that. And she would get so upset with that. I've seen her pull tape out and I've seen her rip that little tape, that little flapper on the VHS. I've seen many of those flying, right? So the color of the button. Yeah, the color. So
get invested in these things. You got to watch.
Yeah. Well, every time I would also, the thing that would drive my mom nuts is she'd be watching, the Days of Our Lives or whatever. And it'd always be like right towards like, and then, Randy would pull out a gun and he'd be like, and it'd be like, to be continued. And she'd be like, oh God, it would just send her off the end, And so I was like, this is hilarious. And so I see it like all the time.
Will John marry his sister? Find out on the next episode.
Right. Yeah. It's so crazy, right? Or they're getting ready to kiss and then it's like, woof. Perfect. The best hooks on planet Earth now, just go watch Netflix, right? Go turn on any of those, like the top rated series. Oh my God, they're beautiful at what they do. It's amazing what they do, right? So always have a hook and always keep re-hooking people, right? Just ask another question. And then if you tell a little bit of a story after you ask the question, you can engage them so they actually like soak in. And then you can drop it, right? It's like in a song, leads up to the drop. So these aren't optional things. This is what you do. Like this is how you do this, right? So, okay. Well, very good, Marie. I'm excited for you. Get some damn sleep. Get out of here and go get some sleep. This is recorded, so you can come back later.
Yes. As soon as I wake up, I will listen to the video again.
Yeah. Just the main importance right now, because you're kind of along the way already. The big importance now is integrate that hook and that freebie that goes into the email. And so when that first email goes out when they opt in, okay, make sure that you've got some sort of like, just take one of your, you've got some goodies in the bag. Just give them a really nice goodie in there so that when they actually do go get it, it was worth going and getting it. And then what I like to always do is you can rehook, right? Tomorrow, I've got something incredible for you. You know, it's like, wait till you see what I've got tomorrow. Okay. Always do that. Always do that in your emails, in the follow-up emails. Always do that. Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. Good luck. You got this. Tell Whisker.
Thank you also to the group. Thank you so much.
Okay. Awesome. Very good.
Have a great day. I'm going to
You
bed.
too. You too. Go to bed. Go to bed. All right. Who's next? Step right up.
I was curious about super prompting or using chat frame how you framework the big ideas like a train of consciousness kind of mind dump as a mega prompt, super prompting, mega prompting, jumbo prompting. I'm seeing a lot of that lately, and I'm wondering, is that something that is that shiny objects or something to actually take, there's something to it.
Yeah, I think what's important is if you're using ChatGPT, like when I go to use it, first off, one thing that has helped my brain a little bit is to think about ChatGPT is just a different form of a calculator.
Right.
So, you grab a calculator when you're trying to figure out a big equation, or you want to figure it out quicker, or at least get you to some of these numbers that you need to figure out the next thing, right? So when I use ChatGPT, I'm thinking about it as just a big calculator. I can dump a bunch of data into it. It can synthesize it quickly, and it can give me some organization. It can give me some direction. It can get me going down the road. Like before, when I would try to help somebody outline their course, it was a nightmare that took days. Now I can do it in literally 10 minutes. And then we can take and keep layering it down. It's like, once I get one thing, how can I squeeze it down? But here's the important thing. Are you following along with the principles of like human nature, right? So for instance, we have to hook people, right? They have to open the email first, right? They have to, we have to do these things. It doesn't matter what you're talking about or what you're doing. How can you use it to get the piece? And here's what I've noticed about not only myself with certain things, but other people is they've got piles and piles and piles of greatness now. It's like gear acquisition syndrome. People get into this game and they get addicted to buying microphones and lights and cameras and buying another course and going to another mastermind and watching, another training, and it's like they'll get the answer in 5 videos straight, but they don't take any action on it. Because the idea of
consuming.
Yeah, and this has been a plague for centuries, right? So it's like you don't need to read another book about landing pages. You need to take one of the ideas you found and you need to make one and put action to it, right? So to me, what are we trying to accomplish, right? Then we can talk about how would we apply a prompt to the thing, right? First, it's like, where are we going? What's the outcome, or what's the target, or what's the goal, or what is the thing? And then we can, there's a million prompts that we can use, right? Like I just use the thing to get it outlined, and then it's like, are we going to go create it,
Right.
Like, are we going to use that story that it made us? And people
can we relate to it and rewrite it in our own words, or use it as a jumping off point?
Well, here's what happens. This is something interesting that I figured out. Like, have ChatGPT create something for you. Okay. Let's say it's going to create like a short form video script. Okay. Go try to actually create it, because you won't have a choice but to put it in your own.
Right.
It's so weird. Like we think like, well, we need to kind of work it over and put it in our words. Well, the truth is, as long as you're not like, as long as the answer is real, people don't
Right.
really care where you got the information, as long as when they get the information from you, it works.
Right.
And you're not,
Most important.
yeah, that's all really. So it doesn't matter if you can sit there. I love, like, if you watch like Theo Vaughn on YouTube or something, when he's like doing the ads, they like he'll get sponsored by, like, you know, um uh some bar of soap or something like that, and he'll be like,
Yeah.
all right, real quick, this soap is really good and latherly. It'll make a lot of suds. You know, he'll read it right off, like he'll read the advertisement, like, right. Have you seen this? So it's like,
Yeah.
it's so funny. And you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. As long as you could teach a program, somebody could buy the program and you could teach a program, and you could be reading right off the script. Sam Ovens did this. Sam Ovens, this is why a lot of people didn't like the guy, because number one, he's like really dry, right? If you guys have ever
Right.
listened to Sam Ovens, he's like a robot, right? I
Yeah.
actually like that about the guy, but he would write these huge things out, and he just read them verbatim. He just read the things to you, and then he'd go to the next one. But it worked. By God, it worked. So don't get too worried about that, because here's what happens. When you do enough of that, you become that. You
Right.
can't go teaching something. That's the magic of teaching a course. I
Right.
think it's the most magical thing. Go teach a course and see what happens to you. It's so interesting when you go do, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It really is. And all of you guys, when I look at it, it's like the things that you worry about, which, listen, I worried about all these things too. Okay, so I can say it. All right. The things that you worry about, the resistances that you have, you don't need to have them. You just need to go do it. You're not going to get hurt. Nobody's going to come kidnap you. You're not
No.
going to die. Nothing's going to happen to you. Okay. All right. So now, if you're doing, like, if you're jumping out of planes without parachutes or something, then rethink this. Okay. But,
Right.
you know,
Right.
use this with some common sense here. But, like, nothing is going to happen to you. Nothing is going to happen to you. Go try it. You know?
Worst thing you can do is you'll succeed a little bit. You'll learn from where the you know, what you thought would work doesn't, what you didn't think would work seems to succeed pretty well, and it's just about seeking that next direction. I was you know, I mentioned that my husband happens to be a mental health counselor.
Yeah.
So she's talking about suffering. You know, the first question that came to my mind was, is she a specialist of any one specific kind of suffering? Does she, you know, I would have come out and said, like, something to the tune of, are you depressed, or have you ever had this, or have you ever suffered from that? And, you know, 1, 2, or 3 of the more common ones, or do you suffer in general? Because suffer can be such a broad term. And so that's the thing. It's just like planting a seed, and it just gets you thinking.
Yeah.
And the connection that you make to the person that is receiving, you know, on the other side of that screen, are the ones that may then give you the answer, and then you could just kind of build something from there. And that's what I was wondering, if ChatGPT is good for brainstorming in that, you know, just like
The best thing
I'm
that
not
you can
making an
do,
elevator pitch.
okay? The best thing that you can do is like, so like for Marie, right? I
Right.
gave her a bunch of information, gave her the, principles of it or whatever. But what was the key thing I said? Just go do the let it explode on the launch pad. So many things like for you, for instance, just go out there and just start doing it. And every little thing that we try to, it's like we want to have all these things. Is this the way? Just go try it. Just
Trial and
seriously.
error can do it.
Well, no, like
Whatever
you,
say.
like go create a VSL video and sell your darn thing and start posting about it. And it's so neat what will happen. It's so neat what will happen. Like you'll discover things that nothing can teach you. Like, no, I can't give it to you. Nobody can. And that's the magic of it. Like one thing I love so much, about Marie or like Scott's on here, Chuck. So many of you, listen, so many of you have done this, right? Where you just went out there and like you just jumped off the edge, and I was like, yes, like that's how you do this. Now, you can come here and like as you jump off the edge, you're like, Mike, what do I? It's like, okay, hey, grab this here. You know what I mean? Like that's what I want you to do is, create that thing. Go screw it up. Go break it. Take this thing and go break it. Like you can only theorize about riding a bike for so long. You can only read so many manuals about it or prepare for a bump in the road or, all these things. There's really nothing that compares to just getting on there like, oh shit. It's like, which one's the brake? I don't know. It's like, oh shit. Well, that ain't gonna happen again. We'll grab the other one, So that's the best way to go about this. And then come back and be like, man, So yeah, it is, isn't it? It's neat when you get out there and do it. It is. It's fun. It's scary. It's fun, It's like, what are people gonna react to? What I love that. I literally I like that feeling of like, and this is probably why I've, I got in trouble in school. Like I was a class clown. I never did nothing bad, just talking too much and being ornery and shit like that. But like, I was always like, I wonder what happens if we poke the cat. You know what I mean? Like I was always kind of like that. I was always like, I wonder what happens if we put like just a drop of dish soap in the fish tank in science room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do you think it'll kill any fish? Like, what's the worst that could happen? Buy some more fish. Like it's like, it's just always like kind of like that, right? And so I just want you to do that. It's like there's this part where you just have to, and it's so attractive too. It's so attractive. And you can all do it. Like everybody can do it.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to do it. Nike they just nailed it. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what I want you to do. Like, ChatGPT can literally within minutes give you a 6-figure online course, tell you what to go live about, tell you the follow-up emails. I mean, I ain't joking. Like in 1 hour, I can have a deadly awesome online course business laid out with content calendar, email follow-ups, VSL, free offer laid out, slides built, everything. But then you have to get in there and build that damn thing.
Yes.
And it's not hard if you take it little piece at a time. Like the way I build a VSL now, I build it in blocks. I'm like, well, there's got to be a hook block. There's got to be the questions asking blocks. I just look at it as Lego.
Right.
That's what we want to do.
Mm-hmm. So
get your Lego pieces. ChatGPT will give them all to you. And then just record one at a time. Stick them together. I'm so excited to start creating like some fun, different like YouTube video stuff or like some shorts. Like I want to play with this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm excited about it. It's fun.
I'm seeing a bunch of value in there's a lot of, like I was saying, there's a super prompting, because apparently what's really cool about them is that you can actually segment out by categorize. I remember when I had my first proof of concept that I shared in the GPT accelerators side for the tree of thoughts process. And so you can actually segment out and just create your own little filing system as to what you call a certain segment of your prompt, because you're creating a conversation. The conversation is between you and ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is great at following instructions. All you have to do is just refer it back to a specific part of the prompt, and you can give it such specific instructions. And one of the things that I'm experimenting with is I'm just going to tell ChatGPT just everything that I want to do, stream of consciousness, and then when I'm done, have it summarize and improve where necessary what I just said, and then watch the output, and it do it 3 times, because then it'll take the output, make it better, improve upon it, just like the tree of thoughts loop. And guys, Mike and everybody else, that I think it was like 4, 5, 6 months ago, I wrote that. I put the whole thing on there. If you look me up on the chat there, and you can take a look at it. I thought it was pretty cool. So that's where I was wondering if this is the way you're going to structure your idea, and then ask it from the answers you get, or from the structure you get from there, your video scripts, your content creation, your content calendars, and everything else. Can you envision it really being that depth, that deep, that useful? Can it, to do it that way, to do everything, to help you manage from top to bottom, everything that you're going to do?
So what are you trying to do?
So I had the original thought of writing books with ChatGPT or AI, structuring characters, world building, content. So the pillars, just a very basic module 1 writing course.
So
that kind of thing.
Like, what is so what right now, so I can help you best, what is the desired situation? What are you trying to get to? What are you trying to figure out? And then what are you blocked at? What is blocking you to get to the thing that you want? So first, what are you trying to accomplish right now?
Because of the craziness and how fast things change in the world and in the industry, where to start, and just say, okay, I just want to teach people how to bring that story that they have inside of them out using this.
So I'm gonna stop you here a second, because I want to help you, because I can help you. Okay. So do you notice how choppy and unclear your thoughts are about this?
Yeah.
You're trying to find a path to take with your ideas and your thoughts. You've got, it sounds like, it's, you see, what it,
it's
that's what it
unfocused.
sounds like. It's like a bunch of I'm going, stop. I'm going, stop. And this is a perfectly normal thing. I've heard a lot of people be in this situation. The way you get clear on this is ask yourself, ultimately, what problem are you helping somebody solve? Are you helping them make money? Are you helping them get happy in relationship? Are you helping them get healthy? You gotta pick one.
I'm helping them bring I'm helping authors with writer's block get past it. Person who's always wanted to write
For what?
to write a book.
To make money, to get healthy, or to be happy?
Oh, I see what you're saying. That part I still need to flesh out. Because
let's talk about this. If an author,
right,
if an author wants to get their writing process out for what? To be healthier? No. To fix their relationship?
Yeah.
No. To make money.
Published.
So you're helping people make money.
Okay, that's true.
Okay,
yes,
so there we go. Now, how are you going to help them make money?
By following my course on how to leverage AI to get your ideas, to get your thoughts and your
okay. So you're going to help them use AI to create their books, programs, processes, so that they can make their product faster, easier, and use AI to make more money as an author, a publisher, etc.
Correct.
Okay. Now, you can say, I help people that want to write books, publish things online, or create movies, or create whatever that is, and use my specific AI inverted XYZ modeling system, whatever you make up. You can have ChatGPT come up with P90X. P90X, all they do, run really fast, stop and go slow. Run really fast, stop and go slow. It's HIT, high intensity interval training, but everybody's heard that. So they called it P90X.
I call it the My GPT system.
Okay, but that's pretty vague. My GPT system.
My GPT book.
I would be like my 3-phase automated book development system. You know, it's like it needs to be something like mine is automated inbound student generation machine. They're like, what in the hell is that? Well, it's a funnel. I could have said a funnel.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody's heard funnel. Everybody's heard the email follow-up series. Everybody's heard posting, going live, you know, that kind of thing. So I called it something odd and automated was a hot word when that came in. Inbound, nobody wants to do outbound cold stuff. Automated, inbound, students. They want students for their courses. Generation machine. It's a machine. People want machines. Microwave. Mower, car. We like machines, right? So computer. So for you, it could be my book publishing, my AI. It sounds like book publishing. You keep talking about book publishing. Yeah. So it's my 3-stage AI book publishing machine. Oh, what is that? Right? So I help online publishers, or I help people that like to publish books or publish whatever that thing is, get clear on that. I help people publish XYZ with my, I help them do it faster with I would just go to ChatGPT literally, and I would literally go in there and be like, create my message. Here's what I want to help people do. Use this format. I help X to Y by Z. And then once you have that, now the next thing is go create the blueprint. How are you getting them from A to B? Once you have that, great. What's the message that you're going to go to the market with? It'll tell you that because you'll have the blueprint. You're like, here's my blueprint. Here's the message that I need. X, I help X to Y by Z.
The laminated card thing.
Yeah, whatever. So you can say, you can literally say that. You can literally say, like, here's what I'm helping people do. Here's who I want to work with. What is my message? Create the blueprint, and then boom, we can start selling this thing. Right now, it's like, just decide it's okay. The best way to go about it, honestly, dude, is like find somebody that's already doing what you want to do.
Seems like everybody.
Huh?
It seems like everybody, because you know how
no. Go find somebody. Like, I was talking to a gal earlier today. I said, who do you want to be like? Who do you like the most? She goes, I love Mel Robbins. I said, okay, cool.
Oh,
I said, cool. What does she sell? Oh, she sells this, the 5-second rule. I said, okay, cool. How can we let's find some problems with it. So we went to Mel Robbins. We went to her book. We found all the reviews. There's like 11,000 of them. We took as many as we can, good, bad, top ones, bottom ones. We copied them, stuck them in ChatGPT and said, what is still the problem? What is still the problem that people have after watching this book or reading this book? It told us a bunch of problems. Then we went out on YouTube and we found some videos that Mel Robbins was talking about all this stuff. We took all the comments that we could find, questions, stuck them in ChatGPT. What is still the problem? Then what we did is we said, okay, based off all of these things, what kind of course could I create that would fill in the gaps here that was missing from what people said that they didn't get in all this stuff when they watched Mel Robbins things? So then you can do this. You know what? I love Mel Robbins. I love her 4-second rule, 5-second rule, whatever the hell it is. I love this rule. And I went out and I studied all of her stuff, and I kept finding everybody saying they wish they had more practical, applicationable stuff, because that's what they said. We wish you had more applications to where we could use this and how we can use this and all these things. So what I did, because I'm such a big fan of that person, I went in and I said, how can I be a part of this and make this better? That's why I created my course, the instant action thing that it gave us. It gave us 10 modules. It showed us how to do everything that would fill in those gaps. And now you don't have to hide from that person. You don't have to be imposturing of that person. You can talk about them in your message. And they can be like, they would come to you and be like, wow, very good of you. Very good of you. Appreciate you. NASA's not mad at Elon. NASA likes Elon. They partnered with Elon. People aren't mad.
And they got reusable self-landing rockets out of it.
That's right.
You know?
So you need to find somebody that you really, really like watching. You need to find somebody that you would like to be like. And then you need to go see, what are they selling? And how are people reacting to what they're selling? What are the pros and cons that people say? And then ask ChatGPT, the calculator, here's a bunch of numbers. What's the answer? Here's a bunch of comments, questions, information. What is missing here? How can I be the person to fix the missing gap and create a new vehicle out of this? And then start going.
My question kind of ties into that, Mike.
Yeah, what's up?
Would you go out and purchase the competition's items that they're selling that are similar to yours?
Yeah, very similar. So like, I really loved like Sam Ovens' model. When I first got started, like in the courses thing, I loved Brendan Burchard, Frank Kern, Sam Ovens, Russell Brunson. I just bought all their stuff and I screenshotted my way all the way through everything. I literally rebuilt Sam Ovens' entire accelerator and up-level program so that I could learn how to do the same thing. I listened to their programs over and I spent thousands with them over and over and over. I went through their funnels. I modeled everything to a T so I could learn it. Just like if I could clone Michael Jordan to learn how to play basketball, I would. But then there's no way you can be that person. You can only be your version of that person. But going back now, knowing what I know now, I would go in there and Jesus, Pete, having ChatGPT, I can now go in and do this so much better because now I can look for the things that are missing and I can make a better vehicle. I don't want to have an improvement offer. I want to have a whole new vehicle. Improvement offers are the worst. Nobody wants to improve on something. They want a whole new way to get there. What's up?
I'm doing the Become a Model program, and
yeah.
I tried to look up all the competition. There's like 10 of them, and some are $500, some are $1,000. I'm like, do I go out and buy all those just to learn from what they did and what mistakes they're making, or do I just keep going with my own program kind of thing?
I did that.
Yeah,
I did that.
You did that?
Yeah,
yes.
I bought everything. I remember Russell Brunson. He's the one that came up with the funnel. He's the one that invented.
Well, he didn't come up with the funnel, but he sure as hell made it popular. No.
Oh, okay, good. Because the way that he marketed .com secrets way back in the day is he all but, you know, from the potato gun thing that he used to do that got him notoriety, he certainly made it sound like he did.
No,
But
that's
what I
right. He made a
did.
better version of the
Made a
funnel.
better version of it. But at what point do you feel like, you know, you're getting into the weeds and you feel like you're reinventing the wheel? You know,
You're
how
not,
do you
though. If you
Right,
feel
but
like you're reinventing the wheel, you're absolutely wrong in what you're doing. And let me explain this. There's nothing that you're going to choose to do with any sort of AI that has not, like, everything that you're going to want to go into people are already out there. They've already bought and sold millions of dollars of it.
There's nothing that you can make that hasn't already been made in some way, shape, or form.
Imagine it like this. Imagine a guy wants to become a basketball coach. No, sir, you can't do that because we already have a basketball coach. Yeah, but what about all these people? He can't coach all them. And matter of fact, most of these people don't even like that guy.
Right.
Well, then what about them? Well, I guess tough luck. Sounds pretty silly, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Tony Robbins has been telling the same story for 30 plus years. Every single day, somebody goes, you know what? I think I don't want to have a job anymore. And they stumbled upon you. You bought all of those other programs, you said, and yet you're sitting here talking to me.
I am, because that's what I did. I got hooked in. I started internet marketing about the same time you did, actually, right about when eBay came in, so a little bit sooner. And I've never been good on follow through, and that's just me. You know, so I have consumed for years and years and years, so I'm pretty well versed on things and concepts. So now you get analysis paralysis. It's just like,
what are you afraid of starting for?
I'm afraid of I think it's credibility, that I'm the lack of it. Because you know what people will do? They'll troll you and they'll say, "Well, how many books have you written?"
Why do you care?
Yeah, exactly.
No, why do you care?
Why do I care? Because I'm anticipating the objection because I'm in sales.
Yeah, but who cares if they say you suck at being an author?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, Todd,
how are you?
Todd, you're a complete
freaking
freaking loser. You'll never be anything. You're dumb, you're ugly, you're short, you're fat, you're small, you're smelly. Who cares?
Right.
Here's what I always say to those people. The only reason that you can talk shit on me is because I'm out here doing it. Otherwise, how else could you? Dogs don't bark at parked cars, do they? So I'm out here doing it. What are you doing? I'm out here trying to help people. I didn't say I was the best. I said I wanted to help people.
People that criticize aren't in the arena.
And the other thing is Todd, look, nobody's going to come to you that already knows what you're talking about. The people that will come to you are the people that like you and don't know what you're talking about. So they're like, that person knows something I want to know that I don't know, and I like the guy.
Same as it was with you. I saw you 7 times. Just organically, you just magically appeared one day, and like the hat, like you wear polos, I wear polos, and you just had a very matter-of-fact way about you. And I just stayed for like 5 minutes and saw what you were doing, and I thought, my God. And it's like, hey, this guy's interesting.
Exactly what would happen to people that would find you
later. Yeah,
it's the same exact. What you're saying is exactly what the people are saying. You've bought all of my competitors' courses, and you still came here. So think about this. This is okay. It's okay if they buy all those things. Some people buy a Chevy. Next time they buy a Dodge. Next time they buy a Ford. It's okay. All that matters is you're out there. All that matters is that they can actually find you. And if you have good intentions and you care, you could even say, guys, I'm going to go out there and discover a bunch of things, and I'm going to bring it back to you. And I'm going to save you the trouble. Okay. I'm going to find the best of the best and bring it back to you. Think of the Think and Grow Rich. He just went and interviewed all the people and brought the story back. You can be that person. Don't worry about what anybody says. It doesn't matter. And you don't have to quit your job. You don't have to do anything. Why not just start providing valuable information to people? And if they talk trash, who cares? They're not, as far as I it's just nama. Like, I don't even, it doesn't matter. Now,
White noise.
out of the defense of like people, and I think sometimes some of these people just need to be pushed in front of traffic. I think it's okay to, I do that sometimes, but that's me. That's my, it's not right, but I want to do it.
Go play in traffic. That's what they
Yeah,
told
I
me.
want to go. I want to go play that game sometimes, but it's not right, and I shouldn't do it. It's a waste of my time.
Right.
Okay, but I will say this: if you really want to help people, just let that. The only reason that you're not doing anything is because you're worried about you and not really them. Because if you're really worried about that person that doesn't know what you know, then you wouldn't worry about what anybody says. You would go do it and help them. So, and you probably want to. You just need to do it. You just need to help them. Who cares what they say? Who cares what anybody says about anybody? As long, be like, listen, I don't care if you call me that. If you could just, pardon me, block, junk, get out of here, delete. I have to, there's somebody behind you with their hand up. Excuse me. That's the, who cares? And anybody that has this imposter syndrome, just, you know what will take away imposter syndrome? Is documenting, not creating. Okay. So, hey guys, I'm out here. I'm new to this. I'm excited about this. And I'm studying everything I can and I'm bringing it to you. And I'm working on a program because I know there's a way. I know there's an easier way to do this. I know there's a better way and somebody's got to figure it out. And the only way that's going to happen is if I'm out here doing that. And so every single day on my live, if you guys come here, I'm going to give you a new publishing tip with AI. And I want to know what your questions are. What's holding you up? Are you trying to do this and you've never figured it out? Well, we're going to do it together. You tell me your questions. I'll research it. I'll figure it out and bring it to you. I'll make it easier for you, more fun for you. It'll be great. We can do this together. I'm new to this.
And there's you're selling the thing before you've made it.
Yeah, and you let people promote what they create. People promote what they create. Create it with them. Beta program. Be part of the founding members that gets to build this course with me the first time. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be perfect. But I promise you, if you don't know any of these things, I have at least studied enough of it. I'm going to bring it to you. We're going to learn together. And that's why it's only the price of a tennis shoe to get started instead of a price of 10 tennis shoes. So you can go buy a pair of tennis shoes if you'd like. You can go buy a couple pairs of pants. You can go buy a big screen TV, whatever the hell you want. Or you can come with me. We can work together on this and make this happen. It won't be pretty. And listen, I'll tell you what. If you join, you be a part of this. And if it sucks so bad that you can't even stand it, I'll give you your money back. How about that? And then anybody that pays you, keep it till the end. Say, guys, I'll even give you a 30-day money back guarantee. Okay. Or by the end of this course, if you don't think it was worth your $145 or your $195, then I'll give it right back to you. And just hold on to that money.
Yep.
And then afterwards, you can ask anybody, hey guys, was this worth it? And and a funny thing will happen, you will deliver so much value, you can't even stand it. You don't even know that you have it all in you. But you need to follow a map. Create your map. Go do it. There's already maps created. You just got to make your version of it and bring your personality to it. If I wanted to go be a basketball coach today, what else could I teach beside what every other basketball coach teaches? I'm just going to do it my own way, just like I do now. I teach basketball. It's just called online business stuff. I teach it just a little different than other people do.
You call it Build Lab.
I call it Build Lab. Red 82 said hut. They call it Blue 91. It's the same play.
What I appreciate a lot more than you probably realize is you don't make me feel bad for being 9 months in the community and say that I should have figured something out by now. I figured out a lot. And
brother,
like
it took me years.
I wasn't in a hurry. But my ultimate goal is I just want to leverage this AI. It's in our lives. It's going to be in our lives. And I just want to be a part of something on the ground floor for once, rather than coming in after the crest, has already happened. I want to be on the upswing.
How many times have you created a video sharing that story right there? You know how many people would love to just hop right in with you on that? You'd be an army of people. You know, guys, I'll tell you what, I want to start this thing. I want to do this thing because, you know, I just don't want to miss this AI train. I don't want to miss I love publishing and writing and creating. And I know this thing is going to be so fantastic. And so I can't stop searching it. I can't stop thinking about it. And so what I want to do is I just want to come back from the field each day and show you what I've learned, what I figured out. And if you guys are with me on this, if you want to also be a part of this journey of mine and come with me, I created a free community you can be a part of. And if you jump in there and tell me, here, what are some things? Because, you know, I'm a part of this other program and we talk about different things with business and how to create courses and stuff. And I'll share that stuff with you guys too, what I'm learning, because I bought it so I could learn it so I could do whatever I wanted with it later. So I'm going to share some of that stuff with you, what I'm learning about prompts. We've got inside of this mastermind thing, this group, this program, this thing that I'm in. You don't even got to mention what it's called. Okay. You don't got to mention bid lot, nothing. You just say, I'm part of this thing over here. And there's people in there, they're prompt geniuses. These guys, they're crazy with it. They're doing live breakthroughs. And so I know a lot of you can't maybe afford that or whatever, but I'm in it. I'm doing it, right? And I'm going to bring that back to you in my group. And we're going to be the AI innovation crew over here. And that, my friend, people promote what they create. People, it's like that one guy started dancing at the concert all by himself. And then pretty soon it's like a ring starts around. Pretty soon the whole damn crowd's over there because he had the nerve to get out there and just do it. And you'll feel great.
Dance
because
like nobody's watching.
You don't have to hide behind any, I don't know. Or you just tell them I don't know. Guys, I don't know, but I'll be damn sure to know here soon.
Right. You're starting from, hey,
you're starting from where you are.
Where I am.
And they will feel your heart and soul, and you can actually share with them. Guys, I started this group because I don't know if you're crazy like me, but I absolutely love this freaking AI stuff, and I can't stop talking about it. I love it. So come in here. Let's figure something out together. I bet we could figure out something together and create something great. So here's my goal. I want to figure out, how do you use it for this? How do you use it for this? And so let's start figuring this out together. I know we can do something. And then you become this like ringleader, and you're kind of the leader of that group. And all of a sudden, it's like they start looking at you a little different. They're like, man, he's doing this all the time. He's so consistent. He's bringing back all these things. And then you could do free calls. Hey guys, every Wednesday, I'm going to do a free workshop and share with you the top 3 things that I learned this week with AI. I know. I love that freaking video, Scott. I already know what that is. It's like I know. I bet you I know what that video is. So I think of that all the time. So that's what I want you to think about. Okay. Hey guys, every Wednesday I have a workshop, and there's nothing for sale. Truly. There really, truly is not. All I want to do is be able to help with my own thoughts. Every Wednesday, I want to bring you a free workshop where I share the most impactful 3 things that I found that week and 2 examples of each thing. And then I want to share with you what I think is so cool about this and how maybe you could use it for whatever you're doing. And start that. And then here's what's going to happen. Hey, Todd, what about this? Hey, Todd, what about that? What do you think about this? And pretty soon you're going to hear patterns. You're going to hear the same questions. You're like, these people really have questions about this. How could I solve these? How could I fix this? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden it's like, Eureka! You have this like exact thing that you're like, everybody needs freaking help with this. I can't believe it. And then all of a sudden it's like, boom. And you're going to be talking about AI. All these great things come of it. And that's how you do it. All you have to do is start a free group. Don't offer anything. It's better than each day going by theorizing and talking yourself out of it because you think that, you know, you feel this imposter thing, right? So don't worry about that.
I'm not an imposter person because I'm a trainer by nature and I've got a background in it. I just get stuck about just starting, and you just gave me gold there. I'm so glad this is recorded.
and you know what? Like all the stories that you share, like you just shared a story. Okay. Why are we the only ones that get to hear this? Why can't you share that in a free group with people? You guys, I don't have this feeling. It's the ignition thing. Can anybody get with me on this? Does anybody feel me on this? That's how you get people to come in. It's like you got to put the bat signal out in the sky. so the back comes.
Right.
So start a free community. I don't care where you start it. You can go to literally system.io, and they have a community feature, and you can start a free community. And you know what? You can start posting on social media every day and say, guys, I've got this free community I'm starting for people that want to create content using AI or whatever makes you so excited about it. And then you can say, hey, here's what it is. I don't have any product to sell, but what I do want to know is what I could create. And the only way I'm going to find that out is by helping you as much as I can. So every single Wednesday at X time, whatever your job allows, whatever the situation is, for 1 hour, I'm going to jump on Zoom and I want to answer your questions. But on that Zoom, I will share with you the 3 coolest things that I figured out about AI in the last 7 days or last week. It'll be recorded and I'll add it to the community every single time. So come join me. It's free. And we can talk and learn about this together. And I can figure out what you need help with. That way, after the Zoom, the following week, I can go out with intention knowing here's the 5 questions that I got on the last one. And I'm going to go find answers to that. And you know what, guys? That's the next one. Okay. You guys gave me these 5 questions. Next week, I'm going to cover these 5 topics. I will find answers to them. And if I can't, I'll let you know. But I should be able to find the answer and an example. And now you've got a mission. Now you've got a direction. And I'll tell you what, there ain't no way in hell that you're going to do that for a month, 2 months straight and not have the most gangster, like nobody will even have to tell you. You'll know, be like, I know exactly what I need to create.
And somebody's going to come out and say, you need to charge for this.
100%.
You know, and that right there that's a statement of interest as far as
Boom.
I'm concerned.
Get to work on that. Let that be the mission.
All right.
And just share you. You know how good it feels for me? Like I used to hide behind this facade. I used to be like, hey, badoo, 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 you know, fake it till you make it shit. Like I did that in the beginning. I did all this stuff, stupid ass stuff. I felt like a freaking joke, right? But then I was like, you know what? I'll live up to it. I'll live up to it. And I eventually did, right? It just took too long. I waited too long and it felt shitty. What I should have done is I should have done what I just exemplified to you. I should have been like, guys, here's my story. Okay, here's what happened. Here's what I want to do now. Who wants to come with me? That's where you get this and learn this. It's like, and then you feel so good because now I can just be myself. If they don't like it, well, who cares? I'll find people that like it will be here. People that don't won't. But I'm going to be the best I can. And my primary goal is making sure you know how to attract, convert, and deliver. And it feels good. I get excited.
Helping people and getting that aha moment is a trainer's dream. When
you can do it. You can do it. Just start out and be yourself.
That's it.
And they'll watch you grow. They'll watch you grow and they'll start to, they look at you and they watch you. People have been in here and watched it. So they'll watch and they'll see.
And they'll be along for the ride because they're invested.
Yeah. You're their leader.
Like you're ours. Yeah. Understood.
So go do that.
I will.
Have fun with it and be yourself. Just be yourself. Be everything you are. And the people that like you will come along. The people that don't won't. And that's the way it should be. And that's the way it is. And you'll have so much fun.
Well, you know, I have a lot of fun here too, because you're, you know, this the one thing that the community here does is it so many great people. You know, Chuck, I see him every day. I mean, you know, he's got the ring lights off his glasses. He's got the, you know, he's got his whiteboard, but you can't quite see what he's written, and he's dispensing truth bomb after truth bomb after truth bomb, and he's just sitting there looking at you like, you know, this is just the way it is. You know, you gotta resolve as to what you want to be when you grow up, and he's not sugarcoating it. I have so much respect for that.
And it's
well,
so
I appreciate
crazy.
that, Todd. You know, and the thing is, now we did upgrade, because I don't know if you know it, but if you look behind me there, I got coming some of them fancy
I
shadow
can
box
see all
lights.
of you.
Yes. Look at this. You got these little fancy shadow box lights that I just got. Sahil told me where to go find them, and I found them. I got them on Amazon.
I was gonna say something like you're freaking. But this is what I love so much. I've watched this so many times throughout the years. Like, dude, I've watched so many people. It's like, you know how like some people get addicted to gardens because they can like watch a plant grow. Like I love watching plants grow. I got plants all around me. Like I love, I grew up farming, for God's sakes, little pig, bigger pig, bacon. It's like I've seen all these processes, but my favorite thing is watching you guys. Like I see it so many times, and you just got to enjoy yourself. You got to plug into like who you are. Lean it. We don't need anyone else. You can't. The funny thing is, what feels so weird about this imposter thing is like the only person you can be is yourself. And so the moment that you get outside of that, it's going to feel weird, and you can't be somebody else. It's impossible. You're you. So why don't you just be you? We already got the other person. You don't have to be like them. We already have them. We need you. We need your perspectives. We need your insight. We need your goofy shit. We need your weird ass stories, your goofy things that you say, and everything that you do, and all the stuff. Man, I'm a freaking mess half the time, But I love helping people, and I love this stuff, and I love untangling these things, and I just really can't stop thinking about it and doing it. It drives me up the wall, like when I can't be doing it. Like I'm just like, I want to do this. I want to create something.
I feel like I should be doing something, and I feel like I'm not doing it. Somebody's missing out.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Thank you,
dude. You got it, man. You can do it. Just do it. We need a person like you doing it. We need a person like all of you doing your thing. Like, please. Can't just be Hershey's chocolate bars all the time. We need other, like, who's competing with the candies now? Thank God,
know,
Mr.
right?
Beast is doing that. Okay. Who else? What else we got here? That was good.
Hey, Mike, can I ask
Yes,
you a
sir.
question, a Miro question?
Yes, sir.
This is my first time talking to the group. How's everybody doing?
What up, brother? Bring it.
Not much. So my question is, on your Miro, I see how you have your boards like set up nice and it looks pretty. I've used pretty much Canva and all my infographics. I'm comfortable with Canva, but I really like the way it's set up on Miro. So I'm trying to learn how to do it. I have 4, I guess, boards right now, but it doesn't look like yours. I'm not sure how I get that set up as I start building these boards out.
So what I did was, I think, and I haven't used Miro, I'll be honest, I haven't used Miro in a long time. I went to Keynote for some odd reason because of it limited me. And I have to like put limits on myself. With Miro, there's so many toys over there that it got me like, I don't know how to explain it. I love it over there. Like it's the most awesome toy. But I don't know, for some reason I'll probably go back to it later. But anyhow, the point I'm getting at, you hit F and it creates a frame. Okay. And if you open up a board and you get into your board and you click F, it'll pop a frame up. And the frame is like a slide, basically. And what I would do is I would think about, I would be like, okay, this board is about funnels. So everything funnels related, I would put inside of that board, and every idea about funnels would all live on its own frame. And then I would grab the frames and I would just start stacking them all pretty together, because here's how I look at this. Every time, just like for instance, now on my Keynote, I just keep building up slides over there on the side, because at any time I can go back and reference any of those slides and I instantly have a talk point that I can use. I instantly have an example, a picture that I can use. So what I try to think of is, what are the big core pillars of what I talk about? And then what are all the sub topics or pillars within each of the core pillars? And how can I start designing images and diagrams and examples? Because, just like right now, for instance, it's kind of abstract what I'm talking about. If you've never been in there and never played with it, you're kind of like, well, what is he really talking about? Your brain's trying to like configure the images of what it is and trying to understand it. Whereas the smart thing to do right now would be to like demonstrate it and show it and exemplify it. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's when you go to like help somebody understand what it is that you do. If you
Well,
just
I think
talk,
what I'm asking is, like,
Yeah,
I
go
noticed
ahead.
the way yours is set up. Like, if you're trying to show somebody or teach, all your boards are in order side by side.
Mhm.
Now, I go to frame and I do the 16:9. I think I've
Yeah.
done all 4 of those. That way, the first 4 I've done.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's not on a map. You know what I mean? It's not like a grid the way yours is set up.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, here.
I wonder how he made all those. That's when when he's doing his presentations, and I'll see it when he's in Build Lab doing the actual trainings, and he's zooming in, and it's almost like he's coming in from orbit, and he's zooming in. I always wonder how the heck. I mean, you probably made every one of those slides, right?
Well, it looks very professional when you do it that way. That's what I like about it.
So that's what I
get it.
love about that's what I love about Miro is you can make something super tiny and get way into it, and it's super like so. But I got to tell you like something like I absolutely love playing with like Photoshop. Like I'm really handy with that stuff by just sheer needed to be. Like I loved editing videos and I loved making like digital pictures. Like I love art. So I was like, oh, I can like when I discovered paint on like the old Windows back in the day, like the paint, like I would play with that thing. That was my mom's like, you sat there, you don't get up. I gotta go do stuff over here. You stay here. I pulled up paint. You can scribble on here and play. And I was like, oh yay! And I would play with that. So like by natural, I just have been always kind of handy with the tools, and I've always played with them. So that's one thing, right? I've got lots of hours of playing with those tools. But
it's like me in Canva. I've got so much work in Canva. I got
and brother, you can
videos,
play in Canva. I
streams.
mean, but if you like the whole zoom in, zoom out thing, so when you talk about like how are you asking me like, well, how do you make those actual images and things on there? Is that what you're asking?
No, because I know how to do the custom. Like I said, I've done the frame, and I've make 16:9 and make the actual
Are you talking about the
page
map
or whatever it is board? But like on yours, what I think it was in video 9, module 9, you have them all in order in uniform, and you can just go from one to the other.
Oh yeah. Okay. Share. Do you have it up? I don't even have Miro on my computer right now.
Yeah, I've got mine open. I don't know if you can.
Okay, yeah. Here, let me make it so that you can share your screen here real quick, because I can help you. Okay, you should be able to share.
Where am I
So
clicking?
while he's doing that, Mike, just so you actually put all of your images in the same presentation, and then you can bebop back and forth. I noticed that because mine are all scattered all over in like 4 or 5 different documents on Miro. And
I took everything I ever created and I put it into one board, and they're all on their own frames, so I can just slide through them as fast as I want.
That's freaking brilliant, and I need to do that. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, because I kept getting lost. I was like, where the hell did I put that? And where did I put that? And I'm like, shit, you know what I need to do? It'd be nice if they were just all on the same one.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because that's what I was doing. I was having to bounce from one Miro presentation board to another Miro presentation board, and then you got to wait for it to load. And
you know what I'm going to do, Chuck? I don't know if you do this, but every one of these whiteboards that I make every morning, or like this crap over here, every single one of those that I make, I take a picture of, and I'm going to stick them all in a big PDF, and it's going to be like the extra download that somebody gets.
Ooh, very nice. I
Like when
that
you
idea.
download this, I'm going to give you every whiteboard I've ever created for the last several years up until this point. I've put them all in one document so you can just like play with all of them.
I love it.
So every time I create one of those, even when I'm in here brainstorming, I always take pictures of it, because I'm like, how cool would that be to just have a gigantic collage of all these crazy boards that are, basically talking about the same thing all the time. Just different key ideas and stuff. Okay, what is the keyboard shortcut you use when you go in between windows? Okay, so it's at the top, like when you like when you do the bang bang. Yeah, so it's the cascading windows. It looks like 4 little squares. You could probably here. Did you share, Chris? You can
how do I share? I'm not even sure.
Oh yeah, so go down to the bottom. There's a green button that says share screen.
Oh, okay,
and
the big green button.
Yep, and then
All
pick
right.
your screen, and then click share. Pictures of your boards would be great visuals for LinkedIn posts. Ooh, yeah, they would. That's a good idea, Sherry. Okay, cool. So go to well, whatever boards that you have created. So go into so let's see here. Just open up a board and well, I just put all the boards that I created. Yeah, go grab one that you got. Okay, there you go. So you can are those all in their own frame?
No, this is all one. This is stuff I just imported from Canva.
Got it. Okay. So what you can do is hold down. Do you got a Mac or PC?
PC.
Okay. I'm not quite sure what the quick key is on PC, but on Mac, I can hold down Option and then I can zoom in and out with my mouse, like the scroll on my mouse, and it'll zoom in and out. Maybe that's Control for you on. Do you have a roller ball on your mouse?
Yeah.
Just put your
Yeah,
mouse.
there we go.
There you go. Okay, so go down small for me. Like go down smaller. Okay, stop. And then just kind of click over to the side and click F.
Click S.
F is in Frank.
Oh, F. Okay. Yeah, it's not doing anything.
Okay, so on the left-hand side, down in the bottom, there's like a, yeah, that thing. Click on that. Nothing, huh? It's a little different. What does this do up here? Okay, so go to View, and then no. Oh, maybe in the where's your little tools at?
Yeah, I did notice that like when I look at the Miro that you use, I noticed that there's a little bit of a difference. I guess they might have just updated stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I have the paid version.
Yeah, this is a free version.
Yeah, maybe that's.
Yeah, me too.
So you should still be able to create a frame though. What's under this little thing here?
Now I create a frame when I'm not in this. More
Like
apps.
Oh, more apps. What is that? No. Huh. So where is all your tools at? What's this down here? What is this like little thing over here? This little star thing. No.
Undo.
Wait. What's this here? What was that?
Drop down.
Yeah, it's weird because when I'm not in the board, my tools will be on the left.
But do you have the board for your actual, like, did you download it to your desktop?
What,
I always
this?
worked on, so you're like up here in this thing. I always do the one I don't, when I'm in mine, I don't use the tabs up here. Like I'm not in a browser. I have it downloaded for my computer. I downloaded Miro on my computer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I always open it Miro.com.
Yeah. So, but I don't know if that shouldn't matter. Like, where the heck is your dang tools at?
Let me X out of the screen real quick.
Huh.
That's
Oh,
weird.
wait,
So
there
this
they
one, I
are.
got the tools.
Okay. So, all right. Well, anyway, go now click F. See F frame. Just if you come out here, okay, now you want to put all your objects in here because check this out. So put something in there, like grab one of these shapes. So hit S. Oh, it went up there. Yeah, hit backspace on that. Click inside of your frame here. Like click in there. There you go. Now hit. Yeah. No, hit inside of there again.
I don't know why it's going up there.
It's okay. Just it does.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway,
frame,
come over here and grab one of these. Okay, click that. Now draw a shape. Okay, cool. Now, click out here. Okay. Now hit F again. Yeah, just hit F. See if it should automatically give you one. Well, either way, grab another 16 by 9.
So let me ask you this. So I've got this board.
Well, no, dude,
Would I
just do
keep
one more thing. I want to show you
creating-
this real quick because this is powerful. I think this is going to help you. I do this a lot.
Okay.
Pop one more frame up, not inside of it, off to the left. Yeah, hit another one. Hit another frame. 16. Okay. grab it over to the right. Like make it like it's a slide over here. Okay. Okay. Now, down here, you see this guy right down here? Click on that. Ah, now you see this? Now click on this one. Okay, now click on the one below it. Okay, so that'll take you in between slides, like a slideshow kind of deal, right? And so then I'm doing Loom while I'm playing with this thing. So when I'm presenting and creating, I'll have Loom running. So I'm recording my screen while I'm talking to my camera, because Loom can record my camera, my microphone, and my screen all at the same time.
Okay,
So
so
I'll
basically I'm
have-
putting my frames inside this board.
Well, you put your pretties inside of here, whatever you're explaining.
Okay.
And
Okay,
then,
that was my question.
and then right here, you can name it. Like this one is about the funnel. And then you can name this frame. So you know what the frames are. See, this one says frame 1. If you were to come up there and put Mike is awesome in there, then it would say it, inside of the frame over here. And then you can, if you want, you can present this like a slideshow presentation. But you
Okay,
can
that's
go,
cool.
yeah, you can go in between this, but then, you can zoom in and out. So like, come over here to the, I think it's this one now. Click on that little thing. And then, yeah. And then go to, oh, just, oh, wait, no. Scroll down. Let's see. Yeah, go to, I think images and icons. Yeah. Okay. And then up here, type like, bird. See what happens. Okay, and then click on this one. Okay, well, yeah, that's fine. Just drop her in there. Okay, let it, just click on it maybe. Yeah.
Like grabbing it.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder.
Oh.
Does it keep disappearing?
I don't know. Click away once.
Oh, it's there.
Okay, now, select it again. And then hit Control D. That's a duplicate. Okay.
Okay.
Now,
all right.
Now take this bird and move it over here. Okay. And then grab one of these pins right here and stick it to this one.
Oh, what am I grabbing?
That
right
little
here?
dot right here. Yeah. Grab that and stick it to the next one. Ah, see how you did that?
Yeah.
Then you can change all this jazz about that line up here if you want.
Yeah, right here.
But what you can do is you can take this little bird over here, click on it, grab this corner right here and make it super small. I noticed the browser version acts goofy, and you're on Zoom, so it's acting super goofy because it's it's pulling a lot right now, right?
Yeah.
Now you can go smaller. So what I do is I create a bunch of stuff on here. Now you should be able to hold, you should take your mouse, and wherever your mouse is where it'll zoom in. So click away inside of this frame. Just click away in here. Just unhook that. Now, put your mouse over this bird right here. Just put it over it, but don't click it. Just put it over it. And then zoom in with your mouse. Like scroll in. Oh, there's the rest of them. Scroll in, keep going. See how tight you can keep going? Like you can get real up in there. Oh, is that it? Okay.
Yeah.
So you find the limits of where that is. And then what I'll do is now you can zoom way out, right? Keep going. Like you'll get way out. Keep going, keep going, keep going. So see, I'll build out these frames like this and I'll have them named. And then I can bounce out of one and I can zip into the other one. And you
Yeah.
can create really small on the frame, and then you can dive right in there. And then if I want to
Bigger
cover
if you need to.
something, yeah. So like, let's say I want to do a reveal where it's like, what's behind door 1, 2, and 3? I'll just put a shape like this on here, and I'll make like, so come over here to this thing and zoom in with your mouse onto this. Okay. Come in here and zoom in on it with your mouse. All right. Just hold your mouse over it and zoom in with it. V will give you back to your mouse. Okay. Nope. Go there. There you go. Okay. Come in. All right. So stop. Now, right. Oh, hit T and then put a piece of text here. Okay. Now click. And then put like, whatever. Just. Okay. And then what you'll do is, so click away. Now click on it one more time, but not in it. Like just kind of click over it. Just like, yep. Okay. Now hit D, Control D.
Oops.
Okay. Now grab that one and stick it underneath here. No. There you go. Hit V. There you go. Grab it. There you go. It's finicky. There. Line it up. There you go. Now come over to this. Click on the line. Not mine, but okay. Then come up here and click on this. And then make this transparent. And then click on the fill. And then click on white, the one beside it. Okay, now click away. Okay, now click on it where it was, like grab it, because it's going to be kind of clear. Keep going, grab it and find that thing. Okay, now grab it and drag it over the bottom hello. Keep going. Yeah, drag it down. It's okay. Now, drag it like it's going to cover it up. Go up, like you're going to cover it like this. Like they can't see it. Leave the top one. Like take and make your square look like this over the hello, like this.
Oh, just over one?
Yeah. Okay, right there. Okay, now come back up here to the fill because you have complete. Click on that. And then what is the problem here is you've put hit this gray.
Like gray?
Yeah. Now click back on the white. The frick? Wait, try this one. Wait, that's the line though. Why in the hell is it clear like that? Take the transparency knob and drag it down and back up. Is it tweaking? Not that one. Like click on the red. What the hell's wrong with this thing? Now click on the white. Oh shit, I know what it is. Yeah, okay. All right, click away your freaking. All right. I was talking to myself. Okay, click on that square again. Right click. Bring to front. There we go. Now, when I get onto these things, I'll have like, all right, I'm going to show you 3 things. And I'll have this like where I know where this little square is. Sometimes I'll click on this here. So like click on this right here. Because sometimes you'll lose where it is. You can click on that. Click on this gray right here. So now it's got a gray line around it. And then I'll take the thickness and leave it that small. And I'll click like this opacity down here. So most people on the video, click away. See how you can just faintly see that square?
Yep.
You might even need to go up 1 notch. You know what I mean? But like, just so I can see it, but most people's eye won't catch it. And then I can hide a bunch of shit on there. And then if I want, I can move it and then talk about it. Because people like sometimes if you show everything all at once, they think they know what they're talking about and they'll freaking like pass over it. But if you have like, you can write on top of this. Like one thing you can also do is take this hello and drag it. Hook it, drag it on top of this one. So you can't see it. So you have to bring it to front. So you can click on this. Or you could have right clicked, but it's behind it. And then bring it to front. Okay, now hold down Control. So click on one. Click on the white square. Hold down Control. And then click on the white square too. Now you've got them both selected, and now you can combine the objects. So click on here, or you can always right click. And then you can, where is it at? Actually, so keeping them selected, right click. Oh, no. It's this button. It's this button. Click on that. That groups them. Aha. So now you can click away. Now grab that hello. It has become one object. You see how you can play with that? Like you can stick things to other things, and then you can jack around with it like that. You know what I mean? So what I do is this. Before I started playing with this, there didn't have ChatGPT. So what I do now is I'd be like, ChatGPT, I'd be like, hey, I'm trying to explain how a bird can learn sign language. What would be a good picture that I could create with squares, triangles, and circles that would make this make sense? You know, like I would try to think of like a diagram or some goofy thing, like, and get an idea, and then I could draw it on here, or I could grab it from ChatGPT and put it on here, and then I can use that to explain things, right? So what I also like to do is like, hey, I'm trying to explain how, you know, turtles can learn to talk. What is a story that I could tell that would explain this? And then what is a good image? So then it'll give me a story, and then I can grab the story and say, create an image that represents this story. And then it gives me an image that represents the story, so that when I'm talking, their brain can line up and they're learning and they get it and they can like connect the dots, right? So it's like we learn with stories. So I know that whatever I'm trying to tell, I want to ask ChatGPT to come up with a 15, 20, 30 second, 1 minute story that I could tell that would help this person understand what I'm trying to teach them. And then once I get the story, it's like, what's a demonstration image or video or something that I could create that would really tie it together? Because here's what happens, right? You're selling your advice online. You're teaching people how to do something. They have to actually learn, or you're not very good at your job. Okay.
Yeah.
So the more, and you'll get like, after you've taught a bunch of stuff, then you are getting better at teaching, right? So what we have to do is, it's like, I have to engage as many of your senses as possible if I want to lock it into you, right? That's why we always remember the car accident, because when the car accident happened, it was such a dramatic thing that our brain just like soaked in all of this. Like it just, you can remember the dust in the air, you know, when you wrecked, because all of your senses are engaged at such a high intensity that like it's burning this into the brain. Like, I mean, it's such an intense thing. Whenever we teach, the more we can engage all of the senses, the better they're going to experience and learn this thing. So if you can have an image while you're telling a story, it's moving, and you can animate and connect the dots. Why do you think movies do what they do?
Yeah.
There's music, there's emotion, there's motion on emotion, electric motion, emotion. There's everything is moving. It's like everything like that, right? So if you can teach somebody something and you can engage as many emotions and senses as possible, they're going to leave with the actual lesson most of the time, or they'll have that aha moment type thing. Okay. So that's why I love using this all the time. Like I learned this very early on. Like, I don't know what it was. I think I was just really bad at explaining things. And I was just like, all right, look, I would just draw a picture of it or something. You know, I don't know what it was, but it was always like, here, look, you know, let me show you. Like, if you can learn to connect these dots together and like, just, it is the trick, man. People always say to me all the time, man, I don't know what it is. This is usually what I get. I've got it like several times today. I get it every day. Okay. I just love how you simplify things. You just, for some odd reason, like I watch a lot of other people do stuff, but when I watch your stuff, you just make it so simple. You like make it, you know, you just break it down simple so that I can understand it. I'm like, no, everybody else is talking. I'm showing you and giving you objects and describing it to you and like doing the best I can to like look at this shit all over the place, right? Like I'm engaging as much of I can into that. And so you understand it and you can assume it and like get it. That's truly what makes this like different. If you just take that was how to be different right there. Is like, well, everybody's talking about this, or they just have like some words on the screen and they're talking about it. I'm like, I'm going to draw pictures. Have you ever, you've watched me live, right? I'll literally just be scribbling. It doesn't even quite often make sense, but there's something happening when because you know what I meant to write, or you see like I'm scribbling around and I'm drawing as I'm talking. Because
and we're helping you along when you complete your thought for you sometimes.
That's right. And it's like, there's something magical about that. I don't know what it is. It helps me. It helps them. And if you can learn to use these tools, then it's going to make your life so much better. And it makes you better at understanding it too. And it simplifies things. So
when I first started watching you, I was taking pictures of your whiteboards.
That's right. And that's another cool thing about it is I'm always like, I know people want to screenshot that stuff. So I always put my domain name on it. I always write the offer on it because they're going to screenshot it. And when they go back to look at it, I've literally had people say like, hey, I was looking at one of the screenshots I did of your live and I noticed, are you still doing that one offer on there? Come on down.
I am for you.
I'll make it work. So
I appreciate your help tonight.
Yeah, man. Good. Just play with it. Just try to explain something with it. This is where I love ChatGPT, man. Just try to explain anything that you're doing, create a little story and be like, how could I show an example of this on the board while I'm explaining it?
Yeah.
And if you do that, I mean, this is simple old school stuff, I suppose, right? But if you can do that, it's so powerful. It puts you in a league of your own. And it's fun. Like they're doing something with you. If it's not fun, it's not going to work too well for people most of the time.
No. It has to be engaging.
Yeah, you got to like make it fun. It's fun for you too. It's not so boring for you too. I mean, for Christ's sake, think about what I'm actually talking about most of the time. This shit is not that exciting. But if you bring a little zazz to it and some pictures, it gets better.
So Mike, how do you get that off of the browser and onto Miro? I'm talking about.
Go to Miro.com.
Okay.
Or just go to Google and type in Miro for the desktop.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I didn't know if there was some whim bamboozle way you did it or not. So.
No, you can. It should be free, but I think what is Miro, like $10 or something?
30.
I have Jenna says I have so many screenshots in my phone. I need to put them all in ChatGPT to put it in some docs. Yeah, it's yeah.
No, I've got a $10 version of Miro, so yeah, I don't know what's.
Yeah, you should
either
have.
way.
Yeah. Yeah, God, somebody.
I should be on that. I shouldn't be on the $30 version. For the
I can hear Haven out there, Brandon. She's losing her lid right now.
Yeah, right.
So funny, man. These little girls can go from unicorns and sparkles to freaking hellfire in like 1 second.
I know, right?
The guys can do it too. Boy, it's so crazy.
All right.
Okay, let's see. So, okay, good. Well, this is good. That was good. I know that was I know it got a little technical. Probably lost some people on that one.
Well, no, better. I mean, sometimes you got to go through, answer some of those questions that people are sometimes afraid to ask, and.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is where, like, you guys are easy. You guys didn't want me on the other end of this. Like when I was in this thing doing this, or when I go to things, this last mastermind I went to, the person putting on the entire mastermind was like probably sick of me. She would like get off on the side on the board. I'm like, hey, and I'm like, is anybody else? I don't want to cut anybody else off here. Oh, hey, I got another question. Like I was asking questions non-stop. She was just like she probably felt like she knew me I felt like I knew her. And she was just like, she finally was probably like, all right, but I'm like, listen, if you're going to stand in the front of this goddamn room and tell me to ask you shit and you want me to listen, I'm coming, right? Because I want to know. I'm not going to, that's how it should be. Like, you should bomb the person with questions.
Yeah.
I'll get to a place with people. I'm like, what should I be asking you? I have no freaking idea what to ask you. Okay. Like, you have to use the power of it. You got to, step up to the plate and get some, because I'm sitting here like, okay, I can give you more information than you probably want. Right.
Right.
But I don't know where you're stuck. So that's why I do these calls, so that you can jump on here and be like, Mike, I'm stuck right here. What do I do? That prompts me, which gives me, we get there. We work together, and this third mind thing pops out of it. So, use this. Like, I should be like, at any time, we should be freaking covering like landing pages. Hey, Mike, can you look at my landing page? What do you think of this thing? And put it on here so everybody can give you some feedback on it. I mean, we've got however many people are on here, 11 people or something like that. Freaking all of us could be like, I don't know. Hey, what about? And we can figure it out and get it to where it's like, boom,
Just like you did with my logo a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, like that's what you're supposed to do. Bring it here and let's all beat it up and see if we can't make it perfect, or get it really close, or, whatever.
I really appreciate you, because you're just, I really appreciate how approachable you are and how knowledgeable you are. And I know you're a humble kind of guy, so otherwise your hat's going to explode. But I just know that, you live what you do, and there is no greater authenticity.
And everybody has this in them. Everybody does. This is what I love so much. Like, I love when you figure out what you're going to talk about and you start like leaning into it. You step into the thing that you really like. Like, it doesn't matter what you guys are into. Excuse me. It doesn't matter what you're into. There is at least a shitload of people out there that are into it too.
Right.
And the moment you start, doing that, like if you make a duck call, it's odd, ducks show up. It's like when you go out there, you're like, hey, kitty, 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 kitty. If I went outside right now and I was like, hey, kitty, kitty, kitty. If I did that for like probably 10, 15 minutes, there'd be a goddamn cat close. I promise. There'd be
somebody.
Some stray cat would start like coming closer to the house. It'd be like checking it out. Like, I don't know. That's not the kitty I get all the time.
Am I about to get lucky or what?
Yeah, it's like, I look at it the same way. Like, if I start talking about things out there, like, hey, if you got this problem, come on down, let's figure it out. Let me know in the comments. Do you deal with this? Is this something you got going on? Can we do this together? You don't have a choice. People they gotta like close that loop. You open the loop, they gotta close it. And so if you just go out there and start talking about whatever you want to talk about, it's like, I have this idea, like, I think Zig Ziglar gave it to me. I met that guy, and like, he was such a great guy. And so it was in Arizona, Glendale, Arizona, and I'm there, we're talking to him, and he was everything that I seen in all the videos before I got there, he was just like the living of that. It was so great. And he always was like, if you just help everybody else solve their problems, all your problems go away. And that hammered into my head, hammered into my head.
I know where that is.
And I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to be the most helpful person in the space that I really like. Right. And the things that I also want to do, it's like, well, the most accessible thing that I have to me that I could be the best at with what I like and can do is like what I'm doing, right? So my computers, all this crap. And then like, I really like robotics. Like, if I could be helping build like humanoid robots, I just think it's so cool. Like, it's like, I want to see life advance to that. I think it's crazy, and it'll be weird and socially awkward, and who God only knows what it's going to do. I mean, look what the phone did, like, I don't know what it's going to do, but it's happening. Right. And so if I could be a part of like, I just hope before I die that I can have one of them damn things in my office at all times. 'Cause I'm going to make it do things. It's going to be a slave to me. Right. Like, I'm going to make it rub my feet.
It's
Make it-
gonna be my best friend.
It's
That's
gonna
what I-
vacuum for me. It's gonna go grab stuff for me. You know, I'm gonna have this thing wearing clothes. Like we're gonna go to the mall together. We're gonna pick out an outfit.
Bicentennial man.
This thing's gonna look like I'm gonna have it jazzed up. It's gonna have chains on. I don't know. It's gonna be hilarious.
Oh.
I just think it's gonna be so fun to have these things, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, go out there and talk about your crazy. People people watch cartoons, man. I guess what I'm trying to say is it doesn't matter if your personality is like mine or not.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think what is so crazy is all of these videos. Like, every time I create a video, this is what I think is crazy. I'm just this little, like, flesh bag with a little record repeat machine in it. Okay, this is my thoughts.
Right.
Okay, I'm not saying any.
Right.
Okay, you can whatever you just want to know. Here it is. Okay, I think that I'm just this organic material that can record and repeat things, right? And it can learn from its past movements, and like it's very, very, like, that's what I think it is, right? I'm like this record repeat machine. It's like, am I in the room or is the room in me? That's what I'm thinking about constantly. Okay, and so I'm like, this is so crazy. I can go out there and learn these things, stick it into my little machine up here, and it'll go. And then, like, I can create stuff with whatever I put in there. So I got to be careful what's going in. And then if I create this stuff, I can record myself. And even when I'm dead and gone, this ghost of me is going to be out on the internet forever. And like the kids can be like, yeah, this is Mike, man, like 100 years ago. Look at that guy. Like, he had like, they wore like headphones and stuff. Now we just have these metal caps on our skull that like we can control everything with, like, it's just going to be, to me, I'm like, this is so cool.
I'm going to see Mike at the pearly gates. He's going to go. He's going to be telling people. He's going to be like, "Have you ever wondered about life after death?"
Yeah.
I've got a little community over here to talk all about it, and
and it's just like all
just
these people. Honestly, I never pictured myself standing in front of a couple hundred people talking about skincare. Yeah, I remember those days. I did the same thing. So it's like, what's crazy is, it's like you can leave. And then I think about this. I'm like, maybe 200 years from now, some kid's going to be on YouTube or some person's going to be on YouTube, and they're just going to somehow come across something I said, and it's going to help them somehow. And I'm like, how cool is that? It's like you're leaving this thing out there that is, and so that's why I'm like, if I can just be as helpful as possible every time I talk, then that's really valuable. It's like, how can I leave all these little value bombs recordings out there on the internet so that whenever people do get into my playlists or get into my things, they're always like, this was really helpful some way, shape, or form, right? It's like this person was helpful. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care, because I will be. How many people thought about Princess Diana today? Right? This was the princess. Okay. Until I said it right now, probably nobody that's on here right now, right? Or the queen that just died. How many people were thinking about her before I just said, it's like these people are like queens. Like, so like, I'm not worried about that. I just think it's so neat because I found like old Alan Watts videos that are like, yeah, Roman Empire. Exactly. So like, I found these old Alan Watts videos, and they changed my life in a lot of ways. And I'm like, how cool is that? Dude never thought in a million years probably that in 2024, he died in 1950 something. He probably never thought that, because there was no internet, right? He never probably knew he was going to be on some YouTube videos and some kids that are like, on, some hovercraft somewhere are listening to his videos. I think that's so awesome. I do. I think it's so crazy that, Alan Watts probably never thought that we were going to listen to his video in our, or Einstein or any of these people, we're going to listen to their thing while we're in our video in our palm while we're flying in some jet thing across. It's like, it's so crazy to me. So I just think that that's cool. I think it's so cool. And heck, what else am I going to do? Like, what are we doing?
You don't know whose life you're going to impact at whatever point. Somebody is going through annals or archives of history, when everything is made by AI, and they're going to say, remember these manual processes? Look what they had to do back then.
Remember back when there was people? And it's like,
they died, they were born and died, bodily fluids.
There was these monkeys that like would get on and talk to each other on videos and stuff. It's crazy. Because AI wouldn't need no video. They're like, are a video. Like, they're like, it's past that, right? Anyway, so it's like, and then I'm like, okay, well, at least I should talk about something where the people can make like, get a bunch of fun coupons from what I'm talking about, right? So they can get all these little money units and they can go buy like fun stuff or something, And so it's like, there you go. That's what I think about. And I just look at all the like teaching stuff out there and I think it's so boring sometimes. I'm like, why can't we just be honest here? Like when I go off, like sometimes I go off and I'm going crazy and I'm like, oh God, and it's just like, well, let's just have fun with it. Like I want it to be dangerous sometimes, like I want it to be fun, So
me too. I don't want the learning to get mundane or boring because that's when you lose people.
Yeah.
And you want it to be engaging and fun or humorous. That's a big deal.
I'm just like, what are you going to create for us? Are you going to just not create anything? That's what I think. Like, it's like study, practice, teach, or teach a man to fish or woman, whatever, it's like,
right.
Alex Hormozy said that when he dies, he wants people to say that he died with nothing left to give. Passing away with knowledge is a waste. It is. Like, it's the whole teach a man to fish thing. That's how we survived, right? It's like, here's how to make a fire. And now they can make a fire and they teach their kid how to make fire. That's what it is. It doesn't matter if you're going to attract your person to you. You don't go find them. They find you based off the signal you're putting out there.
Right.
If you really think about content, you can only produce so much content before you die, right? So this is interesting. So on top of that, then it's like, what signal are you putting out there? Like when you create content, you're like it's like putting a fishing lure out in the lake.
Right.
Just put one out there. See what kind of catch. What fish are you going to catch? Whose attention are you going to get? What are you going to talk about?
Birth to the next Alex Hormozy, or the next the next Mike Gellens.
There you go. I just want to, just like, how can you be helpful? It just does it. If you help everybody else, your problems go away. It's really neat. It's a really neat thing. It's like the Buddhists, they won't even kill a fly because they think they're killing themselves, kind of thing.
Oh yeah,
but if you think about that, like we eat the earth. How could we be anything other than that? So it's like, it's not like to me, it's like, it's not like we were dropped off here. It's like the earth is like how a tree apples, the earth peoples. Just give it enough time. Oh, those rocks. It's like Alan Watts said, aliens came by one time and they're like, oh, hey, a bunch of rocks. And then they came by like 4.5 billion years later and they're like, oh, we thought those were rocks, but those were actually people. All right, it's getting deep. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here.
Love it.
No, I love you guys. I think it's awesome.
10 o'clock.
Yeah, just remember, if it's not moving, you can't see it, and motion is an illusion. Okay, all right, it's getting too deep. Appreciate you guys.
All right.
Peace to my earthlings.